And I realized real quick that there is a business to fitness.
Yes.
Your fitness studio is right next to my design studio.
Yes.
And seeing your traffic in and out, man, it really gave me a one-on-one opportunity to see how your inflows go, how your outflows go, and seeing the parking lot packed all the time. I mean, you're really good at doing what you do.
I'll have to say it's definitely a blessing for me because where I sit on this particular location, there's 8 gyms outside my door. And I told myself a long time ago, my competition is myself. I'm not worried about what the next person's doing. So to us, it's about surrounding ourselves with the right trainers, with the right mindset, and with the right vision as far as we're concerned, which is overall health and fitness ranging from age 5 to 55. The biggest thing for us is trying to reach our community, trying to teach them that health and fitness, or the fountain of youth in most cases, is an activity. It's not a pill. It's not a class. It's not a format. It's not even a diet. It's how active you become now so you can become more active as time goes on. And the key component for us is longevity and also mobility. I've been blessed with coaches that have an extensive background in athletics, from Olympic athletes, track athletes, and ball players. And that's one thing I've learned is that I get better as I bring people on that kind of enhances what I do. And I try to pass it on to the next person.
Man, it seems like there's a whole lot more to the business of fitness than barbells and weightlifting.
Absolutely. The fitness industry, it changes so much. So you have to make sure that you're staying in tune with what everyone else out there is doing. Doesn't mean that you want to be a cookie cutter. It means that you take what you learn out there, bring it into what you do, and turn it into something that can make money for yourself and basically keep the doors open, keep the lights open. The biggest thing that I've been blessed with, fortunately, is being able to listen to my clients, listen to other trainers that come from other demographics, and try to figure out what's the best thing I can do for my clients in my community, and to be able to make money in that process at the same time.
Man, being in an amazing facility like this with as much inventory of weight benches and stair climbers and all that kind of stuff in here, it must have taken a while to get to that point. What got you from whatever you had before you got here to make this kind of investment?
Oh, God. Quick backstory. I started out in Parks and Recs. I went to every gym that I could think of because I come from a Gold's Gym background as a fitness instructor. And trying to get your foot in the door with other gyms, their first thought is you're trying to take from them. I'm like, no, I'm trying to contribute to what you're doing. So my idea was, if I go to places that are free, which is the Parks and Recs, we're paying for them in our taxes, but we weren't really using them. And then I decided, let me just create programs for the ones that need the most help as far as I was concerned. In my case, having 5 children, it was the teachers. The educators are underappreciated and undervalued. So the best thing I could have done for myself and my kids was to help them to become healthier. And in the process, I created a branch or division of Biggest Loser, not realizing the fact that you must contact them to use their logos and everything else. And it ended up being a program where I went from 12 people the first week to 87 people within 2 weeks. After that, I got a phone call from an unknown number, and I never answered those phone calls, and pick up the phone and say, hey, my name is D. This is so-and-so from NBC, local affiliate here in Fayetteville. I'm out of Raleigh, North Carolina. I think myself, okay, yeah, someone's trying to punk me or something like that. So what's going on here? And come to find out that one of the teachers that I was teaching, their husband, actually worked for the NBC affiliate here locally. So going from that to meeting with people and bringing them over to the program, I was able to create a smaller version of Biggest Loser, which to me it was about the trainers, the counseling, the nutritionists, and being able to turn it into a community action event, which actually gave me even more ideas to do more classes. So I never really want to focus on being the next big gym. I wanted to be the next best gym that I could figure out. And then it came down to who can I work with that's going to help me to fulfill my goals and my vision.
Man, that's amazing about not really looking at yourself based on what everybody else is doing, but doing the best you can.
Right.
So I've experienced a transition. I've moved from Tampa, Florida, relocated to North Carolina. I still go back and forth. I still travel quite a bit for work. But I've noticed that from one season to another, I'm here in North Carolina. I've established a photo and video studio doing a lot of production stuff.
Right.
and it's caused me to be a little more sedentary than I was before.
Well, any change, you have to make those adjustments, regardless of what the situation is. I mean, going from Florida to North Carolina, that distance in itself is one thing because the pace is different, the lifestyle is different. What I find that most people have to do is they got to remember the fact that if you came from place A, you're going to, let's say, place B, C, or D, don't forget who you are, because the moment you start to get complacent or you get caught up in trying to reestablish yourself, well, you're already established. You just moving locations. So the biggest thing that I've seen for you, I mean, I met you based in passing about a month ago.
Yeah.
You're like me. You don't sit still. You don't stop. You have two speeds, fast or sleep. And that's one thing that's going to carry us a long way. But, you know, it's just routine more so than anything else that's going to help us keep ourselves going to get back.
Now, I don't sit still, but somehow, man, I'm here in North Carolina eating pork barbecue again. And brother, it is starting to sit still on me.
Yeah, well, you know, we all, you know, trip and fall and, you know, do that every now and then. I can honestly say that the biggest thing about our area is that there's a plethora of places you can go to for eating. Like I tell my clients, it's a choice. You have plenty of options, but you have to make the right choices. So even I will go to the barbecue stuff and everything else every now and then. However, we have to remember the fact that with the choice we made today, you're going to pay for it overall long term. So don't beat yourself up about that. You know, it's a short term thing.
Hey, you told me to be the best leader I can be and don't concern myself looking at you and looking at me.
Let me rephrase. Be the best you can be all the time because you never know who's watching. How about that?
Gotcha. Well, people are watching here on the Black Business Network today, and I'm glad I wore black because, you know, it sort of slims down my figure on the camera.
It's all about images.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make sure you look good.
Man, how long has it taken you to build something like this? I'm sure it wasn't overnight.
It wasn't overnight, definitely not. I started out basically in 2010 with Biggest Loser. Then I eventually went over to the YMCA. I was the director for fitness there for about a year and a half, almost 2 years. Went from there to going back over to the parks, and I opened up my first office or first gym for the STQ in 2013. I was at that location for about 2.5, almost 3 years. And I moved from there in 2017, 2018 over this location, and I've been here ever since. The process, it was kind of tough because going from the parks outside, because not really having a brick and mortar gym, you figure out pretty quick who your friends are. You know, it's like loading up your truck in the middle of the night or early in the morning, writing down boards from your boot camps, trying to figure out who's going to show up and making sure that whatever you give them is enough to where they can come back. Because you want to give them everything. You want to give them just a taste of what you do. I've been blessed and fortunate to where my roots have been in Fayetteville. I've been here since, I'm going to go too far with that. I've been here for a long time. But what's been lucky for me is that the people that I've been able to meet and associate with have roots here in town as well, too. So I was able to take that and cultivate it into making new friendships, new relationships, or collaborations, so to speak. And from there to now, I've been fortunate to this will be my 10th year going into fitness on my own. So I've been pretty blessed with that.
So this, of course, is the Black Business Network, and we talk all things business.
Yes.
We're talking about the business of fitness,
Mhm.
but what have you had to do to scale your business from where you saw yourself with your clientele in the beginning? What makes a good client? What makes a good employee? You know, what makes a good gym?
Let's go back to the clients. I learned pretty quickly, don't chase everyone that comes into your door, because not everyone is going to get a perfect client for you. And it's not in the sense of trying to make money off every single person, because if you get caught up in that rat race, you'll get lost very, very quick, very, very easy. What I've learned is that once you create your own niche, stay true to who you are in your particular business, because that old adage that if you love what you do and you do what you love, it's not work. That's why I'm the kind of person that will get here at 4:30 in the morning and will leave about 7:30 at night, even come in on Saturdays and Sundays. So in that respect, it's been come down to my passion for what I do. Employees wise, I always tell the guys that come in with me, you don't work for me, we work with and for each other. We're just one big support system. And I've gone through some growing pains and, you know, hiring or bringing the wrong people on board, because, you know, everything is also about learning experience. But you find out pretty quick if their vision matches yours, because all of a sudden their attitude will change. All of a sudden it becomes a me thing as opposed to a we thing. Been very lucky thus far to survive the COVID era, to have to rebuild all over again. And now the industry is changing again. So right now I have an excellent foundation for operations coming up, new trainers coming on board right now. And now we're starting to mentor new trainers that have the athletic background that most trainers have. And now we're cultivating the next generation of trainers that I think can really make a good contribution to our community.
So you're not just a trainer.
No.
You're not just a gym owner.
Nope.
You're an author as well.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how you've taken your experience in health and fitness to then develop a system for other people to help impact their lives.
Oh my gosh. I started writing probably about 8 years ago, a book called Changing You. What I was seeing, what I was noticing around New Year's, around every 3 to 6 months, I saw the resolutions. I saw trying to reinvent themselves. And what I was getting tired of not hearing was, how did you get to where you are right now? What are the root causes of the reason why you keep repeating the same issues and the same mistakes all over again? So writing Changing You became something that has been my life's work in a sense, because I'm going to use that towards my doctorate when I finally do go back to school. And yes, Pops, I'm going to go back and get my doctorate, my PhD, so you can hold that because I'm pretty sure you're on here as well. But for me, it was about taking that book and condensing it to a journal to where it still maintains Changing You, but I'm focusing on 3 main principles that DSU is all about, which is habits, behavior, and environment. Those 3 things alone can help you get from point A to point B, because it's going to make you identify what habits you need to change, starting with 1 or 2 at a time. What behaviors are making you to become either successful or destructive. But the big one for me is the environment. That's the one that we all neglect, because the environment is not about the brick and mortar. The environment is the mental approach, the spiritual approach, the emotional approach. Because what happens with most people, I don't care if you are a fitness trainer or an engineer, if you're mentally up and down, guess what? You're up and down. If your emotions are up and down, you're up and down. The thing we neglect is the spirit. If you're walking around with a dark cloud, walking around as though someone's constantly pulling on you, trying to weigh you down, that's your mind, that's your spirit, that's your soul telling you need to start to get rid of some baggage. So what Changing You is all about is helping us to identify those 3 factors. And once we do that, apply that towards getting better every single day, because we have journal logins, we have check-ins, we have a notes section that's going to allow Coliseo client that's coming in to help him to get himself back on track as far as training is concerned. I want to figure out, it's not what you did to get you here, it's what you're going to do after the fact to make yourself better. So that's been one thing I've been able to take from writing a book to condensing it to a journal and helping that to help my clients more and more, because for me, it's about accountability. You can sit here and talk about things all you want to, but unless you start doing more as opposed to putting things off, nothing's going to change.
So prior to the pandemic, a lot of people were being accountable and responsible with their bodies. Then you got the pandemic and you had the Peloton phenomenon.
Yes.
Of everybody get your Peloton and watch this person on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's post-pandemic, and down in Miami, people are taking flights down there to alter their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Then
yeah.
you got different supplements that are coming in. People are even abusing medications
Oh, yeah.
to burn weight a little bit faster. How can we find balance and do this thing in a healthy way?
Well, first of all, you start with that one word you just mentioned, balance. You cannot out-train a bad diet. I don't care who you are, I don't care what you do. But one thing that I preach for anything else is that the fountain of youth is an activity. Activity means outside of your comfort zone, meaning your home, with the Peloton, with the weights that you have at home, or with the medications. Because we seek these quick fixes, but we are neglecting what got us there in the first place. So to me, it's all about trying to figure out what your goals actually are first and foremost. Because unless you have things written down, a plan, or what I call makeshift storyboards, you're going to keep repeating the same things. But you got to get out more, because pre-COVID, everyone was in the gym. Okay, COVID hits, the industry changed to where we're going to start doing stuff at home. That kept us going to a certain extent, but what we did not do is we didn't get back to living. We became people that were creatures of habits, but our habits became complacency. Our habits became excuses. We need to get back into getting out of the survival mode and get back into the living mode, because the more you're living, the more you're active. For those of us that have kids and grandkids, they're not wait for us because they do what we do. And if we're sitting, they're sitting. If we're on our phones, they're on our phones. So the generation that we have right now, they have a lot of things that's holding them back, that's against them. We need old school methods, like my gym. I'm gonna have a bunch of fancy equipment. I want you to pick stuff up, put stuff, no, tongue tied. Pick stuff up and put stuff back down again. But to me, the more balance you are in your life and the more activity you have, things will change. So I'm saying Peloton's good for those Peloton users out there. I'm not knocking it, but I want you to get out and do your Peloton outside of your home, because there's other things out there besides just what you see on TV.
Well, another thing that happens in gym environments is you develop community.
Yes.
And you start to get to know people who are around.
Absolutely.
Now, some of that can lead to a little intimidation if you ain't got your personal self-esteem where it needs to be.
True. You find that in check, you can be battling everything else.
But a lot of things. One of the things I pay attention to is branding.
Yes.
I kept seeing DSDQ, and I was like, oh, one person is DS and one person is DQ, or there must be 4 people. One is D, one is S, one is D and D, one is Q.
No,
and then I asked you one day what it meant. Can you explain what DSDQ is to everybody?
DSDQ stands for Don't Stop, Don't Quit. The rule was always, I was doing classes a long time ago, if you want to quit, you quit tomorrow. Until tomorrow comes, you give me all you got until tomorrow gets here. If you need a date, you can quit January 1st, 2025. Until that time comes, give me all you got. So in classes, I would say, don't stop. Class had to respond back, don't quit. If they didn't respond back, don't quit, we have burpees. So I was creating a community within a community, because the rules were always, we start together, we end together. You're not tired, you're confused. That was one thing I always get picked on a lot as well too. Well, coach, what's the difference? If you're tired, you'll quit. But if you're confused, you might want to punch me in the face. But I guarantee you'll still keep going. So DSDQ became more of a philosophy. It became more of a lifestyle, because I want to be in your head when you're running that 5K, telling you, don't stop, don't quit. I want to be with you when you're on that track training, as most of my guys train a lot of athletes, telling you, don't stop, don't quit. Because the moment you don't listen to that voice, the one that's hungry, the one that wants to get back to what they were before, is the moment that you let yourself down. And with us, DSDQ, never let yourself down.
So once I understood don't stop, don't quit, I started realizing you walk around wearing these don't stop, don't quit shirts.
That's right.
So how did you branch off into merchandising? Like, how did those other areas of business flow into the business of fitness?
It came down to, like you said before, it was all about branding, because my brand was always about empowering people. My brand was always about trying to get into your head and making sure you did not remember, or you could not stop thinking about the reasons why you were here. If you wear something that says DSDQ, and in some cases I have on the back, don't stop, don't quit, that became more of a proverbial guardian angel on your shoulder. You think you're tired, you're not tired, you got to keep going. I need one more set. It became more along the lines of, as most big companies do when they're branding, they are trying to reach a part of you that kind of stops. I want to keep reaching that part of you that wants to keep going. So for me, branding is very, very important in business, because you want people to remember who you are. You want people to understand what you're all about. And the branding portion of it is all about making sure that you recognize what you're going to and why you're going for me.
Well, if you had given me a shirt in my size, I definitely wore it today.
Well,
I did the best I could.
I will fit. I got one back just for you. Just for you.
Man, what was it that gave you the confidence as an individual to take something that you saw as a lifelong goal in terms of fitness and turn it into a business? Because there's people who love to bake cakes,
right,
but they're not quite sure whether or not they could bake cakes on a business level. What gave you that kind of confidence?
It was, for me, it was about giving back. This was all out for me. It was never about, in the very beginning, making money, because to me, if I help enough people, the money will come. For me, it was about trying to figure out, how can I help the next person become better? For example, my very first location, I had a wall in the gym was designated for members, for new members. And when you first sign up with me, you had to do 3 things. You had to go over to sign your name. You had to go over there to put the date that you came in, but you also had to make sure that you wrote down a quote that was going to be impactful for someone, because everyone goes through ups and downs. For me, it was making you a part of the community that we were creating, but it also made you give back to someone that may not understand why you're doing it. So that was the biggest thing for me. It was about taking risk on myself, because I was never a person that doubted what I could and could not do. For me, it was about, I got tired of seeing someone that was sitting down somewhere and all it took was someone saying, hey, how you doing? My name is Coach D. Are you having a good day? Are you having a bad day? Or someone that wanted to lose weight but didn't know how to. My thing was, come on, we'll figure it out together. So it was wanting to give back, but the ultimate thing for me was making my community healthier, one person at a time. I wasn't concerned about anything else at all, but everyone's overall health and fitness.
So there might be somebody watching who's a Black business owner, investor, executive, saying, hey, I've been spending my money at Planet Fitness and these other brands all this time, but what he's showing me is a different approach as a Black business owner of a fitness business. What suggestions would you have for a person who's an investor who's seen what you've done here to let them know that this is a viable business option?
It's a viable business option because big box gyms are a dime a dozen, but small box, boutique, old school gyms are going to be around for a while, because these are the gyms like mine that are making more of an impact on each individual person. Because my gym, for example, is not an open gym. It is a closed gym, meaning you're not coming in here to train with us or to train with a trainer. And I do that for several reasons. Number one, I want my ladies that I train, because I train about 95 to 98% women, I want them to feel comfortable in their environment. That is a dying breed right now, because if your majority of your clients are female, you need to cater to that side of the market. My secondary demographic is going to be my athletes, because there are so many young, impactful, smart, intelligent, articulate, young Black men and women that are there, that want to be successful, but they're not in the right environment. So with us, it's about your smaller gyms can actually teach and mentor and help them to pass on and pass it forward, because most of my athletes, most of my coaches, one in particular is Coach Calicio Newman. He gives back every chance that he gets, and I'll watch him and I'll learn from him, because he has athletes as young as 7 or 8 years old. He has athletes right now trying to go to nationals and hopefully to make it to where he got to, which was the Olympics. Those are the gyms that are going to be more successful, because we're giving back every chance that we get. Not saying the big box gyms don't, but we have the ability to cater to our community, one individual child at a time. Because if the children are the ones that end up being adults and being business leaders later on, what's their foundation? I call it the old school barbershop. We used to go to a long time ago, get our haircuts, and you hear guys talking about stories and everything else. It's those stories that's going to impact that little Calicio or that little Julie and little Sean coming up. And they're going to remember where they learned those lessons from. When you couple that with training and fitness, now we're teaching them the discipline about fitness and training. We're teaching them, in most cases, the business about physical training, but hopefully we're going to teach them enough to where as they leave us and they go to college and they become business owners of their own, they remember where they got it from. Hopefully it's from small businesses like mine.
So I remember Richard Simmons sweating to the oldies.
Oh, yeah.
I remember the Beachbody. I remember all of those different Jane Fonda fitness. Why don't you have a track or series of videos that people can purchase?
I used to have one. It was actually called Grind. And believe it or not, it's crazy enough, I learned from the Beachbodies, from the Sean T's and the Tony Hortons and the influencers out there in the world. And the format that I created was called Grind. And it was a combination of HIIT training, boxing training, combat training, and old school boot camp style. And I turned it into a classic format to where Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it was HIIT. Tuesdays and Thursdays, it was more boot camp. Saturday mornings was more a combination of everything. And it got picked up briefly by a TV series or a show called Sweat Inc. that used to be on Paramount or Spike TV a long time ago. Had an opportunity to go visit with them. And at the time I was going through some family things at home, and I could not afford to leave for that period of time. So my goal was to get back to that grind, because when you start to create programs that are catered to your individual demographic or your market, you will in turn don't want to use this as one more reason, but you'll make more money long term because now you're catering to your community, your demographic, your society. And we need more programs for us because when you reach a certain age, I'm 54 and proud to be 54 years old. When you reach the point in life where I am right now, I can outdo people half my age and take great pride in that. But one thing I take even more pride of is learning that as you get older, you must get better. So Grind was all about taking what I know, what you need, turn it into a programming format, and turning it into a video series to where I have stuff online still and put back out there again, a program called 10 for 10. 10 exercises, 10 pounds, 10 minutes. And it was very successful in the very beginning, but I need to get back to that again. So it's coming.
Well, I just happen to know of this video production company that would love to work with you to get you.
You know, you make sure you give me that guy's number because I got ideas. I need somebody help me out. Is he busy? Is he overbooked?
I don't know. I think he's on the Black Business Network right now.
Well, you gotta make sure you connect him with me so you can get some stuff done.
Man, this is amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
Welcome to the Black Business Network. We would love to have you moving forward talking about the business.
Thank you for having me, and I'm looking forward to contribute and learn from everyone else out there.
Hey everyone, it's Grant McGaw, CEO of 5 Star BDN.
Thank you both so much for such an amazing, interview today. I appreciate the information. I'm sure our audience does too.
Thank you so much for having us.
You're more than welcome. Remember, genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side. So, the Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpo.usa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App that's on the screen below. That's $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for May 2024, NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Richey Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, The Hello LLC, Barbara H. Smith LLC, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, 5 Star BDM Media, Malane Shawnee Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, and Black Business Expo USA. Genius is Common, and I'll see you on the other side.
The Black Business Expo is changing my life. This year, they are giving away laptops and even $5,000 in cash to students just like me. I'm Alexis, and I want to go to college to fulfill my dream of becoming an entrepreneur. Help the Black Business Expo going to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com and also becoming a vendor, a sponsor, or donating.
Prepare for what's coming and dominate in economic winter. Stand strong and thrive by showcasing your great products and services globally through the Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics. The Black Business Network has showcased over 2,000 companies with over $7 billion in sales each year. Over 10 million attendees have viewed the rebroadcast each month. Through the Black Business Olympics, unique styles of business training and mentoring are turning students into business owners and entrepreneurial warriors who will dominate in any economy. Gain the ultimate advantage of the Black Business Olympics, 7 days of unbelievable topics and speakers speaking around the globe. Donate your time and experience to provide expertise and scholarships to students worldwide and change the world. Now, more than ever, new insights, tools, strategies, and capabilities are needed. This is your chance for a major presentation to the world. Fill out the form and join the more than 2,000 speakers who have presented to over 200 countries. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into the metaverse, STEM City, Black Multiverse Enterprises, Hulu, Amazon, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pod TV.
Artism is a creative expression of something from nothing. You know, it explodes onto the canvas, or it explodes on in my work. One of the things that I try to do more than anything is I try to just give the lines and the movements and emotions and expressions into to what I do. Art really means to me a chance to express how I feel deep down inside. Most of my art begins as a thought that I might have, you know, whether it's sports, whether it's history, whether it's a woman or a man. It pretty much starts as an idea of thought before I get into the actual image of what I'm going to draw. I do a lot of historical pieces. I was a history minor in college, and I love to do history pieces. And a lot of times I'm thinking about history, and then I try to make that history impact you as you look at it. That's one of the reasons I do pictures so large. People ask me, why do I do the pictures so big? And I tell them, I want the piece to impact them as they're looking at it, to kind of dominate them, dominate their space. And most of my pieces I try to do off page. I don't try to do anything that's going to be in those four corners or in a square. And I want your imagination to be a part of the piece that you're looking at. I am from Washington, D.C., but I was raised in Durham, North Carolina. I came to Durham when I was about 5 or 6, and then I traveled back and forth to D.C. because it's where my people are from. One of the unique things about my family is my mother, she's also an artist. She does quilting, and she does a lot of artistic things. And then my son, he draws with both hands, his right hand and his left hand like I do. So that's kind of a family trait. And then my other son, he's a videographer, and my daughter, she works, she's a regional vice president for Sunglass Lab. When you start out drawing and sketching, you want to continue to explore, you know, each avenue. I do pastels, I do pen and ink, I do painting, I do acrylics. I haven't done oils yet, but I try to do all facets of art. What I say to a lot of times to people is, you know, you can't put yourself in a box when you're an artist. You have to explore. And over the course of my life, I've tried to explore different mediums. I also do sculpture as well. I choose my subjects by the intensity that they have in their faces, or the intensity that somebody is moving, because I do more than portrait drawings. I also do I do abstract, and then I do figurative drawing also. Well, what happened in this particular show is that I started out trying to come up with something that would be a little bit different than what everybody else is doing. So I was working on a Barack Obama show, and they wanted me to do some paintings of Barack. And so what I did was, because of the deadlines, I kind of did it kind of fast. And then I realized when I was doing it fast, I enjoyed it. And so then I started doing other pieces the same way, and I started to enjoy those pieces also. And so I came up with this particular style, and it's a style of lines and colors. And what's interesting is that when I was in college, I did a show called Lines, Colors, and I talked about the boldness of the blacks, the hotness of the whites, and this is how this has come about, later on in my life. And the colors comes from a lot of the entertainers that I work with, where they wear different colors. They don't wear, your plain reds or your whites. They wear different colors, and so that's also another piece of what's giving me the colors. The subtitle of this show is Faces That Speak Life. That's real critical. Faces that speak life. Each one of these pieces is a life source and a life energy that's being put on display for people that are looking at it. I always say in terms of my art, it's not important that I draw them. It's important what you get out of what I draw. I don't try to just draw it because you like it. People wanted me to do prints. I didn't do prints. People asked me to do different people, but the people that I choose are people that make a difference in the lives of people in the world. So the human landscape idea was, again, as I say, the lines represent your emotions, it represents your ideas, and it represents your journey as a human being. And that's why you get the different pieces and the different looks. And as you notice, I try not to do one look that looks alike another look. And that's what's the most important part of this show.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world.
You are in the right place at the right time. The Black Business Network opens again for its Black Business Olympics, a 24/7 broadcast on business, strategies, global branding, social media marketing, finance, advertisement, and much, much more. Featuring the top, most powerful entrepreneurs and speakers and thought leaders from all around the world as they gather together for this phenomenal event. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into the metaverse, STEM City, USA, Black Multiverse, Pod TV, Roku, Hulu, iHeartRadio, Apple TV, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Google Podcasts, Facebook, LinkedIn, IBM TV, Spotify, and Twitch. Tune in today and be a part of this amazing movement. The Black Business Olympics welcomes you.
The Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics are essential platforms for Black business owners globally. They provide the tools and support you need to succeed in today's competitive marketplace. Join us today as we collaborate together with businesses from around the world to support our children, students, and young future entrepreneurs, Black businesses and corporations. We raise funds for students going to college and young entrepreneurs who are aspiring to be business owners, and we invite you to be a contributor today. Visit the website www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to connect with and learn more about how the Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics can help you not only share your amazing business story to businesses, but also serve future generations. Hello, my name is David Jones, CEO and co-founder of the Hello LLC, where we help businesses build a culture, brand an experience, and leverage technology to pivot into Web3. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into Roku, Metaverse, STEM City, Black Multiverse Enterprises, Hulu, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple, Facebook, LinkedIn, Spotify, Twitch, and Google Podcasts. Tune in, turn on, and let's thrive.
The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. completes, you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App at $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. Please donate to the Black Business Expo USA Scholarship Fund.
The Black Business Expo is changing my life. This year, they are giving away laptops and even $5,000 in cash to students just like me. I'm Alexis, and I want to go to college to fulfill my dream of becoming an entrepreneur. Help the Black Business Expo going to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com and also becoming a vendor, a sponsor, or donating.
What if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support, where health education is abundant, where social justice ruled the land. A place without limitations. Welcome. You have arrived at STEM City USA. It is what every city should be. A safe and trusted community where you find people and resources to help you become everything you are and beyond. STEM City is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is a digital twin of the world around you, only better. STEM City is about energy and soul renewal. It is more than a digital world. You can almost feel the power of live cultural events, music, and theater. STEM City promises a better future for children with caring mentors and hands-on activities with dedicated tutors to support our youth. STEM City is your passport to a healthy lifestyle with weekly events addressing our community's many issues. STEM City is your financial well-being with helpful information on wealth management, career advancement, job training, and so much more. STEM City is the community you deserve. It is the city where your dreams can come true. STEM City USA, a place in the sky that is accessible to all who reach for the stars.
Hey everyone, it's Grant McGaw, CEO of 5-Star BDM and host of the award-winning Follow the Brand podcast and TV series, where I help you to build a 5-star brand that people will follow. My genius is personal brand development through intelligent communication and helping you achieve your business and career goals. I am a requested speaker on digital technology and brand development issues. I want to work with you to increase the value of your current opportunities while attracting new ones. Every one of you is unique, and we all share challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. As a super connector, I work with you as an executive coach to guide you along the complicated business and career development road, providing the enhancement tools and information you need to succeed. Together, I will help you succeed in today's challenging business climate. I will evaluate and measure your progress. Best of all, I am right alongside you every step of the way. Build the brand called you. Genius is coming.
Follow the Brand TV broadcast host, Grant McGaw, as he visits with top executives and entrepreneurs to find out their secrets of success with their personal brand. Follow the Brand TV broadcast host as he focuses on brand development to build better relationships, bring value to your business, relationships, and career. You will enjoy listening to each episode that is tailored to speak to you directly. If you're looking for this type of clarity in terms of building your brand, you have tuned into the right station. Each episode will help you to shape a conversation in the 5-Star BDM network of 20,000 professionals and become a springboard for your corporate engagement and business opportunities. Each guest will frame their story in the areas of personal branding, business development, career development, financial empowerment, and technology innovation. Grant McGaugh explains why he is the CEO and owner of his own professional career. Grant is an accomplished business leader and entrepreneur who wants to give back to individuals to grow their personal brand strategy. Tune in as he weaves his story about new possibilities, while to you exceed expectations. If you love storytelling, this show will make for fun.
Five-Star BDM, Brand Development Masters, is a professional consulting and advisory group keenly focused on business development services for the small to mid-sized business and entrepreneurs. Although every business is unique, they often share business development challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. Services include process improvement and operations, digital strategy and transformation, business intelligence, digital marketing, and personal branding. Our business and personal branding company has helped a number of professionals and organizations to optimize and grow. This results in more business, more opportunities, better reach, positive outcomes. Visit www.5starbdm.com today to learn.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Great day, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Claudette Forbin, and I am your business moderator for this afternoon on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Our first speaker today is myself. I am a personal financial professional. And so let me tell you a little bit about myself. Born and raised New York City girl. I've had a career as a lawyer, a realtor, a manager in the food space. Now people says, "Oh my gosh, Claudette, that is so many different careers," and I'm like, yeah, but they all had a common theme. The common theme is whether it was as a realtor helping people find their forever home or their home, as a lawyer helping people with their legal issues, or in food service where I was helping people understand how important it is to eat healthy It was all about how can I bring value to people's lives. So I'm going to present. I'm going to be presenting to you today. And now, as I said, I am a personal financial consultant. My tongue is twisting. Personal financial consultant. And I got into this space because it was, let's see, it was almost 20 years ago. In 2009, my mom had a stroke. And here was this woman who's, she's a single mom, raised 3 kids. I'm the middle of 3, oldest girl, middle child. Hey, hi, middle children. And I watched her as she handled all the challenges and everything that comes with being a parent, and especially a single parent during the 70s, the 60s and 70s, where all the social networks that we take for granted today did not exist. In those days, you didn't pay your Con Ed bill. Con Edison, I'm in New York City. Our electricity providers, Con Ed. You didn't pay your electricity bill. They shut it off. They didn't care who's in your house. Today, that doesn't necessarily happen so quickly. So I watched as she faced and overcame every challenge and fought to give us a start in life, making sure that we went to school. My mom is West Indian. So we went to school, got good grades, got jobs. And then I watched, and as we got older, our lives went on, I was the one with her. She had a stroke. And this vibrant woman who literally one day, was driving herself back and forth to church, participated actively in church, went to see friends, now was mobility challenged and suffered from vascular dementia. So she went from being very independent to not being able to be left alone. So myself and this is a common story, having a parent, a loved one, all of a sudden needing someone to care for them, and how you have to adjust your life to take care of that person. Now, after we got things in place to make sure that someone was always with her, I had one of those moments just sitting on the side of my bed. And I realized that as I am not married and I don't have kids, who would be the one to take care of me if something would happen to me? And being a former attorney, I know this one thing, that you have to ask the right question to get the answer that you seek. So I started asking questions, and I started with my circle. And I went to one of my, best friends, and I said to him, and I was explaining my situation, and he knows me, he knows my mom, he knew my situation, he knew all that. And he introduced me to a friend, a mentor of his named Sonny. Now, Sonny started sharing with me all these principles and all these tools that are available to the middle class to help them be more financially secure. Now, I am very well educated, and I am an absolute squirrel brain. I love information. So like a squirrel, I'm always gathering nuts of information. And when something interests me, I'm like, ooh, let me learn more about this. Let me find out more about this. And I'll delve into it until I've learned all that I want to learn. That's who I am. And I love to be able to then pull that out and use it in any way I can. So I'm always a gatherer of information. And I'm listening to Sonny present to me this information, and I realized I've never heard of any of these things. I didn't know that these tools, these strategies were available to the middle class community. And I said to myself, if I don't know this, does my friends, my family, does my community know this? See, what's interesting is I've been in this, and really the answer to that question is no, they don't know this. So what's interesting to me is as I have, grown and perfected my knowledge within this field, financial industry is very large, vast, very complex. And with the right person to guide you through, the shores, the rocks, etc., you really can get to where you want to go. But it occurs to me that, what I've learned is that when it comes to finance, the most important thing to have in place is, what is your goal? What is it that you are trying to accomplish with what you're trying to do financially? Sometimes it's just, I want to save money. And that's totally fine. That's totally okay. But if you have a particular goal, like I want to send my kids to college without, having them experience crushing debt. I want to be more tax advantaged. I want to leave money for my children upon my passing so that they have that step up. I want to create that generational wealth. I want to be that person to start that and to train my children and my children's children for as long as I can on how to be stewards, good stewards of the blessings of finance that they have. That's your goal. If that is your goal, then how do you reach that goal? So the number one thing is to have a goal. But most of us are in what I call the hamster wheel. Get a job, pay bills, buy stuff. Pay bills, buy more stuff. Plan a vacation, buy stuff to go on vacation, buy stuff because you want to buy stuff. Have too much stuff, get rid of stuff, and buy more stuff. Most of the time, there's a limit. There's no thought of the what ifs of life. Here's a prime example of what I'm talking about. COVID. We all remember COVID. We all know COVID. We are still recovering from COVID. And for those who were able to shift from a office to a work from home, those who were first responders, I have families who were first responders. I thank you for the sacrifice you made during this very trying time. You were okay financially. Maybe not mentally or physically, but you were okay. But for those who were not in that position, they fell off. They fell over the cliff. From 2008 until 2019, we were on a financial trajectory that had not been seen. The market was doing extraordinarily well. People were getting jobs. Things were going so well. A lot of things that you would hear about were like minimize people like, yeah, life in the world is good. And then all of a sudden we had COVID. And those who could not pivot started, and those before COVID, they were making a way. They were building up, they were moving away from the edge of the cliff. They were, really getting on their feet, maybe getting ready to go out and get their own place, or had their own place. They had gotten their car, all the things that we think of is what we need within our life. And then COVID happened. And because savings was never a part of their mindset, they quickly, that diminished, and everything they worked off, they started losing. They lost the car. They were struggling to feed the family. There was moratorium, so they stopped on rent. So they weren't worried about that. But everything else, you still needed money to go shopping. Regardless of what you think how it went, it was a very difficult time for people who could not find work. And as the world continued to shut down, where you could not be in a position where you were working amongst people, how did you support your family? I'm going to say it again. We are still seeing the ravages today. And why is that? And then there were people who, even if they couldn't pivot, they seemed to be okay. What was the difference? Because they had thought ahead. They had savings. They had thought that if something goes wrong, I want to have this amount of savings to carry me over until I regroup. So they had at least 3 months of savings or 6 months of savings. I have a friend who has 3 years of savings. I was like so shocked. Who has 3 years of savings? But if he lost his job, he could go for 3 years and not worry about it. Wow. And so during COVID, if he wasn't able to pivot, he would have been okay for at least 3 years. That's pretty awesome. But for the majority of people, because of a lot of the misinformation, they figured 3 months would be enough. It wasn't. We all know that. 6 months wasn't enough. 9 months wasn't enough. So even if you staved off falling off the cliff for 3-6 months, you did fall. So as we went through this, and I listened to people and I saw the ravages, and for those who were able to pivot, they began to realize they had to shift the way they thought about things. See, now this is the thing. And I've had this conversation often. When you talk about someone who's wealthy and they're like, well, they had everything given to them. It's easy for them. That's not true. Let me share this with you. Again, I'm a squirrel brain. I'm always looking for stuff. So on YouTube, and I talk about this because I really want to encourage you to take a look at it. On YouTube, there's a channel called Useful Charts. And in this chart, there was a chart about the family called the Rothschilds. Now, most everybody knows what wealthiest family in the world. Okay. Matter of fact, so wealthy people even forget about them because they're wealthy, they're quiet, they go about their business. They're the wealthiest family in the world. But here's the thing. If they weren't always a wealthy family. The original founder, the original patriarch, so to speak, was named Meyer Rothschild. And he had a job as an aide de camp, an aide to a family. And there was a different term for what he is, but I'm going to use this one because the other one is like, oh, wow, that's where that stereotype came from. Really interesting. And he was so good at handling the financial affairs of the royalty, the aristocracy during that time, that he basically built a business around this. And he taught his sons, he had 5 sons, and he taught his sons the family business. And he taught it, the one important thing he taught his sons was to make sure that within their family line, they identified the next person who was going to be the head to keep the family business going. Because from that person, that's how the money kept flowing to allow the rest of the family to do what it is that they wanted to do, whatever their thought was. But Meyer, though he was wealthy, he knew he was planting a tree that he might not necessarily whose shade he might not necessarily sit under. That's old. That's an old expression. I'm planting a tree whose shade I won't sit under, because he was setting the footprint of what he wanted to come. And because he did that, 100 years later, this family is still the wealthiest family in the world. Contrast that to a family called the Vanderbilts, equally as wealthy as the Rothschilds. Same thing, started with one person. From that one person, it grew. But they felt that money was always just going to be there. It was just going to show up all by itself. You didn't have to do anything. Everything was just going to be fine. And that's not the case. Today, the Vanderbilts are not a wealthy family anymore. They are well off and well to do, but they are nowhere near the level of wealth that they were when that family first started. Why? Because what was the difference between them is you had one person who understood money. You had to understand how to make money work for you and understand how these tools fit together. And that there had to be somebody that had to keep doing that in order to keep the money flowing. Because if you didn't, eventually this tap was going to stop. Rothschilds, Vanderbilts. So within the platform why I like the platform that I became a part of was not only did I learn about these tools, what I also learned was the raison d'etre, to be exact, the focus, the mission of my platform was to educate the people on how money works. I said earlier that the financial services industry is vast. There's so many pieces, and you hear about the stock market. Everybody knows about the stock market, but there's so many pieces beyond that. stock market is a really small, it's a small portion of what really goes on behind the scenes. And those who are in it, even those, whatever part they're in, what they know is specific to that, but it's not what the average person knows or understands. They understand corporate finance. They understand big dollar finance. Some people work in a world. I met a guy who was in corporate finance, and he dealt with accounts that were moving millions of dollars an hour. And very calm, very nice, humble guy, but that's what he did. So it made me start thinking, if that's the case, like they know what they know, how disadvantaged is the average person who really has no clue? They know about opening a savings account. Everybody will talk about high yield savings account. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. They talk about 401k and what's supposed to do. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. They'll talk about, Bitcoin. Again, nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But the question is, going back to my first point, what are you doing this for? What are you trying to accomplish? Are you just doing it to say, well, I got Bitcoin, or I got a 401k, or I got this? Okay, that's nice. What are you doing it for? Let me put in a different point. If someone says to you, I want to be an MMA fighter, mixed martial arts fighter, okay? And you're saying, okay, that's awesome. How are you training? And you go, I take ballet and tap. And you're like, are you doing this as a way to learn how to be flexible, stretch? What are we doing here? And they're like, oh no, because if I'm training in ballet and tap, it's going to make me a really good mixed martial arts. And I know that's ridiculous. And I'm making a point to be ridiculous. But the point I want to emphasize, if this is your goal to be a mixed martial arts fighter, taking ballet and tap is not going to help you. It's going to get you in shape. You're going to be incredibly flexible. You'll have very strong legs. But is it really going to train you for what you're trying to accomplish? Finance is the same thing. If you want to be a marathon runner, you don't say, okay, I can walk 10 miles and therefore I can run 26 miles. Is what you're doing going to help you get to the goal that you're trying to get? And are the tools, are the strategies that you're taking up, are they going to help you move towards that goal? And what I do is I actually help people do that, to understand how these tools, all these tools work together and what makes sense for them in their particular situation. And it starts with, what's your goal? What are you trying to accomplish? So if your goal is, in my particular specialty, is helping people have what I call a stress-free retirement, and that is a no drama, stress-free retirement. And what does it mean? And it's like, you have to have 3 essential pieces within that, within your plan, in order to give you that stress-free retirement. I'll talk about that a little bit in a second. So if your goal is, I just want my money to work harder for me and be able to not lose money, then, we talk about, what does compound interest? We teach the basics we start with the basics of finance, like compound interest, like the different interests. What does it mean? How does it help you? Why starting early versus starting later makes a difference. Why, how to corral your unconscious spending. What does that mean? I'm going to sideswipe a little bit, step over a little bit, is that because we do everything via a card, like, I'm going to buy something, swipe. I'm going to go something, swipe. It's so automatic. Are we tracking how you're spending your money? It's different when you're walking around with cash. When you have cash in your pocket and you have $30 in your wallet and you don't have a card on you, all you can spend is $30. So you begin to think, okay, I got $30 and today I have to do this, I have to do this, and I have to do this. And it's going to cost me this amount of money. So if that's what it's going to cost me to do these things today, and I've got $30, how much am I going to have any money left over, or is it going to take everything I have? When you understand, when you're walking around with cash and you have that kind of thought, how you spend your money that day completely changes. Don't believe me? Whenever I sit down with a client and we're just going through, let's look at how your finances, etc., are going, I always say to them, so how much do you spend on groceries? And they'll tell me. I was like, okay, how much do you spend on takeout? And they'll say this amount. I said, so you spend $500 a month on groceries and you spend $600 a month on takeout, right? I said, yes. By the way, and I said, when you work, do you work from home, work from office, and some in office? I said, do you get delivery? Do you bring food with you to work, or do you buy food? Oh, they says, oh, I buy food. So on top of the takeout that they take for when they're home and they don't feel like cooking, they also spend money during the day on food. And I said, okay, how much you spend? They said, oh, maybe like about $20, $30 a day, work 5 days a week. I said, so that's $150 a week. That's about $600 a month that you're spending on just like lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch on a course of a day. They're like, yeah, that's about right. So they're spending $600 a month. And I see you starting to follow me. I know people's brains are turning. $600 a month on lunch and breakfast for work. They're spending $600-$700 on takeout because by the time they get home, they don't feel like cooking. And so they do takeout on maybe 3 or 4 days a week. They're still spending $500-$600 on groceries. And I haven't even gotten to, how often do you go out to dinner? And then they're like, huh? I said, and by the way, during those like moments, those breaks or something, you're hanging out with friends, do you buy Starbucks? And they're like, yeah. How often do you buy Starbucks in a day? And they're like, I said, do you get it like when you're getting breakfast? Oh yeah, absolutely. I need my morning coffee. Okay. And do you go out for like, take a break to get out, stretch your legs, and I grab a coffee? Yeah. And I said, and then for lunch, do you grab a coffee or a juice or something from Starbucks or one of them? Yeah, I generally do. And then do you get something in the afternoon? So maybe what, like 4 times a day you get a Starbucks? I said, yeah. So that's like about what, $28 a day, right? And they're like, yeah. And you do this like 5 days a week, right? And they're like, yeah. And you're like, okay, so you're spending $28, about $28 a day times 5. That's $140 a week. So you times that by 4, you're spending about $600 a month on coffee. And without fail, they're like, what? Because it's, and I said, by the way, when you buy that coffee, are you also buying a thing to go with it? And the answer is yes. So when I sit down, my goal, I have several goals when I sit down with you, is one, to understand your goal. My second goal is to help you shift the way you look at how you're handling your money. Now, I have people that are like, oh, they're super good. They know exactly how much they spend. But the average person, like myself, because I'm a spendthrift, I was very much a spendthrift, doesn't really think about it. As long as the card works when they swipe it, and if that doesn't work, they go to their credit card. As long as it works, they don't think about how they're spending their money. And I want to shift that. I don't say live a life of austerity, because no one can do that. Or if you're going to do it, you're going to do it on a short term. The question then is, when you're spending your money, do you ask, is this the best use of my resources at this time? What are the tools I can use so that I'm not just randomly swiping my card? what can I do to become more aware of how I'm spending my money? Because if I'm making, $10,000 a month or $5,000 a month, but every month I'm coming up short and I have money to pay, and I know how much I pay for rent. After I pay, according to when I write it all down, I pay my rent, pay my bills, I should at least have an extra after I paid all my bills, $1,200 a month. Why am I always broke? A lot of times it's because you're not paying attention to how you're using your resources. So what I say to my clients is to help them reshift the way they look at their money. I want them to think about what their goal is, and then based on that, create strategies with them on how to reach those goals. And it's, where are you? Where are you in your life for this goal? So, as I said, my particular focus is on, retirement readiness, how to have a stress-free retirement. So I want to talk to you 40-year-olds. You 40-year-olds, you're at the prime age to start thinking about retirement. Because if your goal is to retire by 65, you've got 20 years to create a resource that is going to last you from 65 to potentially 95. Hear me. When you're actively working or you're in your active working days, if you need extra money, you go get a side job. You go deliver for Amazon. It doesn't matter. If not, you get a raise, you do what have you. But that active income, you kind of have control on how much you can get or how much you can bring in to meet whatever challenges or goals that you have. But in retirement, what you're living on is your passive income. That which you have created to maintain the lifestyle that you created when you were actively working. So if you live here and you plan to live here, and I got news for you, no matter where you live, it's going to cost you and it's not going to be cheap. I love when people say, oh, when I retire, I'm not going to have as many bills. And that's like, really, why not? Well, because I'm retired. I got news for you. When you're retired, every day is Saturday. You shop all the time. Every day is a day to hang out with your friends. You don't retire to sit in your house and watch TV. You might do that for a couple of days, but that is not what you retired to do. When you retire, you will spend money, whether it's spending money on your day-to-day, whatever, but you will spend money and you still will have a housing bill. Whether it's taxes, maintenance, you will still have a housing bill. You will still have health bills. You will still have food bills. You will still have utility bills. Those bills are day-to-day bills. They are not going away simply because you've retired. So how do you maintain the lifestyle that you've built? When we talk about compoundation, when I talk to people compoundation, I always emphasize early start versus late start and the difference in how your money grows. And that's why I say 40 is the best time, because you've got 20 years to take advantage of the compounding effect of starting early. Too many people wait until they're in their late 50s, early 60s to say, okay, I now have to get serious about retirement because I want to retire in 5 years. I said, okay, great. What do you got? I haven't started yet. You are not retiring in 5 years. I know that was a very abrupt statement, but if you want to retire for 65 and you don't have a dime set aside for retirement, you are not retiring for 65. Well, I'll get Social Security. That's nice. It will not be enough. And then I'll say, if you really want to do this, what are you prepared to do? What are you prepared to sacrifice for the next 3 to 5 years to be able to at least kind of get to what you want to accomplish? Are you willing to make that sacrifice to get what you want? Or are you willing to extend the time you're going to retire to make up the difference? So starting early in retirement is important. And I said earlier there were three essential pieces that you have to have in your retirement portfolio. And one of them is the first and foremost one is your retirement paycheck. As I said, you created an active stream of income. It's called your paycheck. Whether you're self-employed, an entrepreneur, whatever, you have money, you have this guaranteed stream of income, this income that came in every month. You knew it was coming in, and that's how you structured your life. In retirement, what is the guaranteed stream of income that replaces that active paycheck that came in regularly, that allows you to continue to structure your life? Following? Awesome. So do you have that? That's number one. That's your retirement paycheck. Your second thing is your retirement paycheck. That's your savings. That's that extra money, that money for, my grandson is graduating from college. My granddaughter's graduating from college. I want to give them a car. I want to, take care of them for the first year or two when they've become adults, so that they can kind of get on their feet before before I go snipping the purse strings and like, okay, now, you're on your own. I want to take that year-long cruise. I hear they're fabulous. I want to, whatever it is I want to do, that paycheck allows you to do that. Oh, the roof just fell in my house. Your paycheck allows you to handle it, because your paycheck is separate from this. This is your buffer money. Now, your buffer money is your buffer, and say, well, how do I make my buffer money? Everybody's doing that. That is that 401k, your Roth IRAs, all that kind of stuff. That's what you're already doing. When you talk about your retirement paycheck, you want a guaranteed stream of income. And what are the tools that will give you an income that, regardless of what's going on in the market, you get that same amount every month or every year, and you don't lose money? Yes, there are tools that allow you to do that. Yes, legal tools. And then the final, which is actually more important, the most important checks you must have in your portfolio, is the first and the third one. And that third one is your health check. Now, there's two parts to your health check. The first is your Medicare. Everybody, if you're 65 in the United States, you're getting Medicare, period. Okay? I don't care how wealthy you are, you're getting Medicare. You have to get this check, your Social Security, your Medicare. You're going to get it. You have to end. But do you know how to get it? Do you know what all these pieces are? Medicare is some of the most complex stuff out there. And people make mistakes all the time. And because they don't ask someone to guide them through the challenges of Medicare, and when they do that, because they don't do that, they will be penalized for life. And I'm really not joking. You'll be penalized for life for that. But your second health check is, what resource do you have for a long-term care event? See, long-term care is not a place. It's an event. And if you have this resource in place, you get to choose the place and the quality of the care that you receive. Most people, and I went through this, and this is what drove me into this business, is my mom had a long-term care event when she had a stroke. The resources were pulling whatever we had to make it work for her. And had I known that there was a resource such as long-term care, that could, if not completely cover or mitigate the impact, her treatment, our care for her, the level of stress that we as a family went through would have been greatly changed. So when I say my goal as a personal finance consultant is to help people understand how to craft the strategies and what tools to use to help them move towards the goal that they are trying to seek. Now, my time with you all is changed. Now, how can you reach me? I can be found on LinkedIn. I am the only Claudette Forbin on LinkedIn. You can reach me there. I'm also the only Claudette Forbin on Facebook. I can be reached there. I want to put myself on a platform that most people are very familiar with. And this is where you can, if you want to chat with me, I look forward at any opportunity to sit down and chat with me. I feel that this is my mission in life, is to be able to educate people, to help them. And if all I'm able to do is to help you shift your mindset or be aware of how to think more strategically about your money, then I've done my job. And then if you say, Claudette, I would love you to help me, let's become a partner in crafting those solutions that will help you move towards your goal. So with that, I want to thank you all for allowing me to have this opportunity to share with you a little bit about, not only my journey into the financial services space, but a little bit about the kind of services that I bring to my community, especially the Black community. We have always seemed to be steps behind everybody else, and not because we're incapable or unable, as because the information that we need has not always been readily available to us. So my goal is to make sure that this information is as readily available as possible so that we can make the right steps going forward and change the direction of our lives in our community for the future. Okay. So, again, I want to thank you all for giving me this time to share with you. And so let me continue, because I am also your MC for this evening. And so I want to remind everybody about the purpose behind the Black Expo, which is our scholarship. The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors, our future, who are going to college, or for K through 12 entrepreneurs. I'm so amazed by the amount of entrepreneurs coming out of this age group. This expo is a fundraiser for students, and for those students, you can go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship, or to use the Cash App that's on the screen below, which is $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. And for students who are interested, you can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Now, every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. And we want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for the month of May, the last month of the year. So we're on almost the last day of May. Can you believe half the year is already gone? As of Saturday, we will be completing the first half of 2024. So we want to thank NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Richer Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, The Hello LLC, Barbara H. Smith LLC, Margie McLean Foundation Inc., Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, 5-Star BDM Media, Malane Shaney Global, Executive Women Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Ladies and gentlemen, Genius is Common, and I will see you on the other side. I'll be back.
I'm Kennedy Harris. My genius is being an entrepreneur. I'm the CEO of K-Lock, a company where I develop my very own line of kids supplements. I currently market my multivitamin for kids to help combat weak immunity. During the pandemic, research has shown that having a strong immune system is key to fighting off disease. My vitamins are for kids, but adults can benefit from them as well. I'm adding a proprietary blend to my supplement line. I want to create my own blend so that I have a competitive edge in the marketplace. Staying healthy is important to me so that we live longer and have healthier lives. My website is klockproducts.com. That is Klock. Genius is common.
do I do what I do? You know, my life coach asked me that a few years ago. And she said, Tony, what's your why? And I told her, and she said, girl, you've already accomplished that. Perhaps you need a new why.
Hi, Tony Harris, Amy Hoydu with Say It Said Marketing, one of your students. And just wanted to say thank you, Tony Harris, for spending so much time with me and giving me that boost in my business that I so drastically needed.
My why is to touch, move, and inspire my clients to take drastic steps to be better than they were before they met me. I'm a resource. I'm a connector. I want to help people build deeper relationships that are beneficial to their life and business. That's what I do best.
So, first thing you got to do is show up. And speaking is a way to magnetically attract your ideal client to you. How many of you use social media that way? Absolutely, and this is how you look to the world. Drastic steps are the steps that are needed to be successful. And my business is drastic denotes a mindset. Getting out of your comfort zone, doing something that you don't necessarily feel comfortable doing, want to do, but you know it's a necessary step to be successful in your business.
I get the most satisfaction when I see my connections flourishing into relationships long after I am gone.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Augustine with Media Jasmine, and I've joined several networking and referral groups in the area. And Network in Action Northeast Houston with Tony Harris Taylor is one of the best organizations that I've joined.
I love that piece of what I do, and it is what fuels my fire. My name is Tony Harris Taylor, saying take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am black business. I am black business. Tell me, are you black business? I am black business. Do you support black businesses? Listen, I support black business because I am black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am black business.
I am black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am black business. I am black business. Are you black business? I am black business. Do you support black businesses? I support black business because I am black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am black business. I am black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am black business. I am black business. Are you black business? I am black business. Do you support black businesses? I support black business because I am black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am black business. I am black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am black business. I am black business. Are you black business? I am black business. Do you support black businesses? I support black business because I am black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am black business.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
Bennett, and I own Lexicon Presents Publishing. We are a publishing and media company that helps you take your story and share it with the world. You know, for a while, I just had my family telling me to just hang it up, get over it, you know, and I had no support. And it was in your program that I really understood the necessity for having that help, having that support. And so now I actually feel like a CEO as we scale, as our clientele changes, as my company is opening doors for other people to, you know, take care of their families. It's just completely changed from just a mom who was publishing books. I was at a point where my job, although it was paying really well, wasn't enough. And my business was always in the red, and I was tired of it. And so I came in just hoping to get some sort of help to just not end up in the red every month. Ooh, wow. Okay, so there was one in particular, I cannot remember his name, but he asked me, he said, why are you in business? And I told him that I wanted to make a difference and I want to help my community. And he let me ramble on for a while. And then when I was done, he was like, okay, all of those things are great. They make you a humanitarian, not a business owner. And he was the one who told me, he's like, you know, you have this great service and you're offering it at like a great value price. So to someone like myself, we don't know that we're going to get the value of what you're actually bringing. And so that gave me the confidence I needed to raise my price. It gave me the confidence to go after my actual client that I actually prefer to work with. And it really just changed everything for me. I don't think without him kind of giving me that push, I don't think I would have gotten to this point or position. Wow, the benefits is just having a coach that holds you accountable. They set goals with you. That's been my favorite part. She has amazing experience, you know, and so she brings her strategies and her ideas, and she helped me narrow down, what services I actually wanted to offer, how I could actually continue to offer it, how many clients at one time could I have. All of the information that she's given has just really transformed my entire company. And so I know I would have never gotten to where I am today and having some of these partnerships that I'm, having now without her help. You're going to get information that you're not going to find on YouTube. You actually take the time to strategically give us the information, then give us time to actually apply it. I would also say that so that you're not just out on a ledge alone trying to figure this out. Like, you deserve to be in a community with other people who also want to grow their business. And then finally, the biggest thing I think I took away from CMET was that I had a whole office in Longwood, I still do, and at the time I had not paid my business tax receipt. I didn't know that that was something you had to do. So that was like one of the first couple days of information, and I'm like, oh my gosh, let me go get that together right now. So I'm really glad that, CMET was there for myself, and anybody else who has the opportunity, they need to do it.
Did you know women represent just 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs and less than 15% of corporate executives at top companies worldwide? Have you wondered what the secrets are to getting into the top ranks, whether in the private or public sector? Do you want to figure out how to stop being held back in your career or passed over for promotion? Then you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. I have decades of experience in the military, the federal government, and corporate America. And my mission is to help women succeed and tap into their full potential. I want to reach 1 million+ women around the world to become the leaders they are meant to be. So if you want to move into a management or executive level position, or maybe you are a female veteran transitioning out of the military into business entrepreneurship, then reach out to the Executive Women's Success Institute at 301-693-3284. Let us get you on the fast track to success.
You know how a lot of people say that being successful is a great thing? Well, it really is. Yet having a successful mindset is the thing that propels people to their ultimate success. Now, many of us get stagnated. So, have you been stagnated and stuck from realizing your dreams because of fears and uncertainties and your mind telling you what if, and you never move into action? Well, you don't have to be stuck anymore. You can break free from the mind's default framework of backing down and freezing on the track to success. When doubts and difficulties arise, I've got something for you. It's called Harnessing Your Thoughts, Take the Reins, Control Your Life and Win. And this new book is going to help you to cultivate critical thinking skills and harness those thoughts that you need to take back your control of everyday situations and win. So come and get your book July 4th, 2023. It's coming to you to help you enhance your mindset like never before. This powerful book is going to give you the strategies, tips, and tools that you need to really harness your thoughts, take the reins, control your life, because it's time for you to win.
So what we have to do is when we get in the spot, we need to create some spots for us. That's the main thing. We need to be able to be in a position where we're able to create those spots for us. For me, being an entrepreneur, I'm not just going to get a business and then leave you sitting high and dry. If you ask me some questions about entrepreneurship, I'm going to give you as much as I've received. I've seen people who made it, and then when you ask them, it's like, okay, now you have to pay me for the information, the same information I got for free. We probably in totally different cities. There's no way that we're going to bump heads or anything. We're not competing. Bring me up with you. And so I just think that whatever education that I have, then I need to be able to give that to my own as well. So create the spots. You can create the spots when you get there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Hello, good afternoon, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. Again, my name is Claudette Forbin, and I am your business moderator for this afternoon on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing, oh my goodness, Black businesses, Black business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. This afternoon, for this segment of our program, we're going to have a fireside chat. Now, remember, we have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about businesses. So this afternoon, we're going to have two speakers for a fireside chat. One of our speakers is Roderick Stevenson, also known as RJ Stevenson. He's a young trailblazer in media, music, and ministry. Is the owner, CEO of Creative Concepts, Production and Design, a full-service marketing and media company. Full-service marketing and media company. Now, why am I having such difficulty here? Now based in Eastern North Carolina with offices in Little Rock, Arkansas, and Tampa, Florida. In its 20 years of establishment, RJ doesn't look old enough to be around 20 years, but that's okay. 20 years establishment, the company has developed and established the national images of businesses, institutions, ministries, and high-profile personalities. From 2012 to 2017, RJ has joined the administration of Shorter College as the Director of Institutional Advancement, Planning, and Technology, which is located in North Little Rock, Arkansas. Shorter College is the only private 2-year historically Black college in the nation. Awesome. As a member of the executive cabinet of the college, Stevenson led the institution in the redesign and implementation of campus-wide network infrastructure to include multiple state-of-the-art tech environments, broadcasting open Wi-Fi networks throughout the surrounding community, powering learning labs with thin client nano computers, VoIP phone systems, and HID access doorways, and more. Coupling his background in marketing and branding with ministry, RJ travels often presenting seminars and training workshops on church growth, evangelism, and youth and young adult engagement. He is a certified coach, trainer, and business leadership consultant, and award-winning Toastmaster, and a member of the John Maxwell team. It is with great honor and immense privilege that I will introduce you to this young visionary who transcends the boundaries of time and culture. So first we have is RJ. Second to RJ, our next visionary is Dr. Eric Kelly. You know him. He's the guy behind the Black Business Network. As one of the preeminent African-American artists of the last 3 decades, Dr. Kelly has not only carved a niche in the world of art, but has also been a beacon of inspiration and change. Dr. Kelly's journey in the arts is a testament to the power of creativity and resilience. His work is a harmonious blend of the abstract and the expressionist, invites us to explore the depths of human experience and the complexities of our society. His unique perspective on the intersection of images and the nation state, as well as interplay between art and humanity, challenges us to see the world through a lens of empathy and understanding. Furthermore, Dr. Kelly's contributions extend beyond the canvas. As the founder of the Black Business Olympics, he has created a platform that uplifts and empowers, fostering a community where diversity, innovation, and excellence are celebrated. We thank him for that vision. His vision and leadership have paved the way for a brighter, more inclusive future. The Black Business Network, a 24-hour community network that reaches more than 4,000 speakers and reaches over 200 countries and more than 100 million viewers globally. Let us welcome for this fireside chat, RJ Stevenson and Dr. Eric Kelly.
Thank you so much, Miss Claudette. That was amazing. I got to applaud you. You did well with those bios. I did not realize Dr. Kelly's bio was such an encyclopedia. That was amazing.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm loving this. This is awesome. So, gentlemen, we're having a fireside chat. So, RJ, we just spoke a little bit about you. So, listen, sometimes, your bio says one thing, but what it never actually answers is, tell us your story. I know you got this, but what's your story?
Wow, thank you so much. My story is easy. My story today is I get to interview and have a fireside chat with the mastermind himself, Dr. Eric Kelly III. Now, this is segment number 2. So if you missed yesterday, you definitely want to find out what we talked about yesterday, because we're not going back to those questions again. Today,
Thank you.
We're going to move forward. How you doing today, Dr. Kelly?
I'm doing great. I think it's always awesome when we get the opportunity to spread the message about the journey, a journey that started 5 years ago. And yesterday, I really enjoyed that the interview. You know, normally I don't get an opportunity to do many interviews, but what we want to do today is we want to definitely dig just a little bit deeper why we are doing what we're doing.
Man, well, where we're starting today is we're going to bridge the gap between 1989, when the Black Business Network was established, and 2024 as to where we are now. How do you see what's been able to be progressive between 1989 and now?
Well, 1989 was a time where we really was the beginning. And now we're in a space where we're on another trajectory in terms of another beginning. Even though we are 5 years in, I remember the first time my grandmother brought the idea of the Black Business Expo to me in 1989 and said she wanted to bring Black businesses and white businesses together, because she said in the rooms that she was in, she would hear white businesses or white corporations saying that they couldn't find competent Black businesses, and she wanted to change that. And for those who don't know about my grandmother, Lovella Stansel Kelly, she was a civil rights leader here in Durham, North Carolina, and she also was a negotiator for the AFL-CIO. She was the negotiator at her place where she worked, as she negotiated contracts for Black people to get a raise and convince other folk to give that raise to them. I don't want to say, but the corporation to give them a raise and feel good about it. And so we've gone down the alleyway of getting to this space where we're doing the Black Business Network. And I think the key piece to talk about today is where we're transitioning to. We've had over 4,000 speakers to already speak. And most of those speakers, we had some of those speakers who paid to speak because they wanted to get prime space on the network. We had many of those speakers who had an opportunity to come and speak on what we call free business scholarships. And then we had some speakers to come and speak where we as an organization looked and retained them or found them on the various networks, and we actually paid for them to be on the network. And so what we're doing now is we're transitioning into a marketing network. When you go on the radio and you go on the television and you go to a newspaper, you as a company are marketing your company to an audience. And so we're moving toward marketing businesses, because when we say we had 4,000 to be on the network, now we're getting people who are calling who want to be on the network, because we're giving great value to people across the globe. Because there's really not another place that we know of that's not only doing audio to Spotify and some of the other places, video to about 20 other social medias and media networks, and then also having our own network to the people that are involved.
So I don't want you to start crying, okay, when I make this statement, but you do realize that from 1989 to 2024, how many years is this network?
Well, I'm not going to cry, but that is what it is. When people think about it, and they see us, they don't realize how long we've been doing this. This is not an overnight piece, because the Black Business Expo that started all of this back in 1989, officially in 90 was the day we changed the name from a special show to the Black Business Expo. We have been cultivating the Black community ever since my grandmother.
So 35 years, sir. Having done this for 35 years, and now you're talking about making the shift to a marketing network. It's about time, wouldn't you say? I mean, this is very difficult to do as you've been doing it. Let's tell the truth. You've been financing a lot of this out of your own personal resources, and though we take hats off to you for having done that for as long as you have, based on what we hear here in the conversations that we have here at the Black Business Network, that's not the way to scale. The way to scale forward is to develop a monetized system that takes care of itself. And we believe that the value that's brought to this network sort of demands that people put in or invest in their own businesses, invest in the quality of the knowledge that they're bringing to the table to actually cause them to reach a global network. What made you decide to take the turn from being more of a not-for-profit to doing something that will be more viably financially offered in the marketplace?
Well, when you start talking about monetization, you really are talking about the Black Business Olympics. The Black Business Expo is a expo that runs, that people buy booths and they pay for advertising. Corporate sponsors spend their corporate dollars to be a part of an event that lasts for 2 days in North Carolina, which is held as the largest Black Business Expo in the state of North Carolina. And so when the pandemic hit and we began to do the Black Business Olympics, which is an arm of the Black Business Expo, we decided at that time, because of the pandemic, that we would work toward helping Black businesses and speakers to put their message out, because helping them to put their message out help them as business owners. And then the other piece to that is that by the 145 speakers that speak at the end of the month, because again, we did one and then we did 4 quarterly in 2021, and then we did 6 every other month, and then last year we did every month, and this year we're doing every month, and we're working on doing 2 weeks in the month of this year. And so as we begin to look at how you get a new customer, what it really costs to get a new customer, it takes a cost of probably 5 times as much as it takes just to retain your client or customer. And so as we begin to look at how we're doing business for the future, we have to move into the future with business owners who are truly committed to their companies. Because if you're not committed to your company, then you're not committed to spending for your company to get new customers.
Wow. And as you're scaling from the expo to the Olympics, now we're on a network. You've also had to scale your duties and responsibilities too. You've gone to become the back end producer of the Black Business Network. What has that experience been like for you, having to call all the speakers, having to line them up? If you've been on the network, you know that before you come on the stage, Dr. Kelly's going to take you in the green room and make sure your camera and lighting and all that kind of stuff is like. What has it been like for you to be, as you call all the time, the army of one?
Well, one of the things that you have to understand is when you're on the planet and you're thinking about what you want to do and what you want to leave as a legacy, you have to understand that there is going to be some times where you're probably going to have to sacrifice not only time, but you're going to have to sacrifice energy. As we look to move into more of a marketing atmosphere, we're definitely looking at having more people to work with us, because an army of one is great when you have something small, but an army of one is not great when you're looking at doing 365 days of the year, 24-hour network. People know that you're going to need people to invest in themselves and invest in time to do what we're doing. Now, when you ask that question about calling all the speakers, also being the engineer to the event, and then of course being the person who has to do the research. And it takes me back to a time of a lady by the name of Madam C.J. Walker, who started her company out and began to move her company across the country in a very racist time. And it makes me think about all of the great Black heroes, like the Malcolm X's, the Mandelas, the Martin Luther King Jr.'s, the Marcus Mosiah Garveys, who wanted to show Black people's greatness. And each time that they pushed towards showing the greatness of Black people, something happened. And so I wanted to leave a legacy of showing the greatness of Black people. And so a part of my energy and a part of my sacrifice was to create a model that could be pushed to another level. And right now, after 4 years, we're going into the 5th year. It's time to move this project into the next phase, because what many people don't understand about people like myself is that we look at projects in phases. And this is the 5th phase of this project. We still haven't gotten to the 365 days, which is going to take 3 more years. But we're in a phase now where we definitely need to move to people investing in themselves as they are looking for new customers.
Well, in previous years, there was a predecessor of pretty much content for the Black community. It was a 24-hour network. It was a great platform for filmmakers, a great platform for those who were producing reality shows, television, those sorts of things in the cable industry. Now we realize that though some breadcrumbs of what the initial intent of that network was still exist, by and large, our community is no longer engaged in that space. Now that we've moved into a digital and mobile age of information and communication, have you intended for the Black Business Network to replace that place of communication for the African American in today?
Well, that's a very interesting question, because I'm not looking to replace anyone or any entity. We are creating an entity that pretty much has never been done before. Now, when I say that, many people look at me kind of from the left side, say, well, television has happened, radio has happened, newspaper has happened, and there have been Black networks that have happened. Well, the Black Business Network is going to be a live network. And the question always becomes, how can you do a live network without issues? And what we've realized is that the community, when we started out doing Black business, that the community needs more than just Black business. And so when you ask the question, are we going to replace? My answer to that is not we're going to replace. We're going to step up and include in a vacuum that is there for Black people all over the world. And I think that's something that we haven't seen. And I think that's something that's notable.
I know we're talking about stepping up to do something different, pretty much enhancing the market viability of that thing. But can you talk about briefly the other areas of content that you're looking at bringing to the network moving forward?
Well, when you begin to look at content, you got to say the word channels. the network will have different channels. It will have what we call a spiritual channel, because spirituality is prevalent all over the world. There are different kind of religions, there are different kind of thoughts, and there are different kind of people who are pressing those thoughts across the world. And so we want to be the voice for the spiritual channel. We're actually going to have a advertising channel where business owners who want to delve into that industry of advertising, a sports channel. And these channels that we're talking about and these industries that we're talking about will be live channels where you'll have people talking about it day to day, what's going on. There will also be a media channel. There will be a film channel along with a couple of other channels. And so what we're looking at is creating something where you as a individual, because once we begin to blend all these channels, we are sure that many people of other nationalities will want to be a part of what we do. And we are planning a way for everybody to be included, because we do want to be inclusive. But one of the things that we don't want to do is we don't want to press out the voice of Black people around the globe.
So you're saying around the globe. Clearly, we're here on Eastern Standard Time, but the challenge is not to just represent what we have here in North Carolina, but to also spread out to other regions of the world. How are we moving forward towards including other places across the globe?
Well, I'm glad that you made that statement, because that statement is just what it is. It's a statement. We are all over the globe as we speak right now. On Saturday, we'll have a speaker from Senegal. We have a speaker from Nairobi. This week, we had a speaker from Tanzania. We have speakers from all parts of North America, from Vegas to LA, to Chicago, to St. Louis. And then, of course, our people in the UK, even though we're 5 hours ahead, or even with our people in Australia, we're already doing what we're transitioning to do, what we're planning on doing with all of the networks that we're working on. We're planning on monetizing how people can get in front of that audience.
Wow, that's amazing to be able to talk about my business, talk about my subject matter that I'm an expert in, and not just be localized to my area, but to then be seen across the globe on this amazing network and amazing platform. How are you looking to roll this out so that people all over the world will know about how they can become involved in this? What are you looking for people to do in the marketplace to support this cause?
Well, right now we are planning on July. This is May. July is going to be, June is going to be our advertising and marketing, not only to the over 4,000 speakers that have spoken, but to the audience. Many people ask the question, what are your numbers? What are your numbers? What are your numbers? And what we have done is we have worked very hard to include numbers in terms of social media. But we are right now putting together packages for the numbers that we will have for people to be able to understand one thing that's very, very important. And what is the acquisition cost to get a new client? I think many people miss that part. What does it really cost to get a new client? If you invest right now, $2,000 into your social media for the year, it's going to cost you what, $10 for 200 clients? The question becomes, even when you get those 200 clients, are those 200 clients buyers, suspects, or prospects? And so when we look at what companies and corporations pay to get a new person to come on board to work for 4 years, that's $80,000. So we already know what the numbers are to acquire a new client. But then another piece that many people don't look at as a business owner is, How much does it cost to retain an existing client? Because you do have competition. And these are the kinds of things that we're working to put in a package so that when we begin to monetize the network. And what I think another thing that people don't realize when we talk about monetizing, we're not talking about monetizing for people to actually be on salary for these high salaries. We're talking about monetizing the network so that we can actually fulfill the need that we put on the table, which is our why. And that why is to raise scholarships for kids. What we have found out is this. While our humanitarian effort is great and it's wonderful, we have found out over the last 5 years that it takes time to raise money the way that we're raising money for these kids. And the other thing that we found out is that when we look at the stats, 100,000 kids, Black kids, are killing themselves. We know that there's a problem there. And if we continue to do the same things, we will get the same things in our neighborhoods, with our kids, because the average age on the planet is 27 in North America. The average age in Africa is 14, but the average age in Australia is 25. South America is 24. And the kids that are killing themselves are in the 18 to 24 bracket. But we are also leading in the bracket of 5 to 18. So we continue to do what we do and sell our kids on the entertainment economy, then our kids are going to not be here for our legacies.
So what you're talking about and describing is this thing I learned about this year called psychographics. And it helps us to understand not just the demographics in terms of identifying clientele over a geographic region, but also understanding the psychology of those who we look to attract. Who are you looking to attract? I mean, you're talking about young people, you're talking about business owners, but is there a potential net or group of people that you're trying to reach out to for the Black Business Network?
Well, the people that we're reaching out to, and I'm glad that you broke that psychographics and demographics down. We're working to attract young people who want to be entrepreneurs, who want to change their lives. We're looking to attract for marketing businesses who want to invest in themselves to attract business owners, or better yet, customers who want to buy their products and services. And so we're not looking at a particular age group. That's your demographics, because we could say we would like to have 18 to 24 millionaires, because we have so many 18 to 24 millionaires on the planet, we don't even get conversation about them. We could say we want to attract 35 to 45 millionaires. We have a ton of them not only in North America, but all over the world. We want to attract business owners who see our vision of changing our kids worldwide. I had a conversation with a gentleman that's going to speak in Africa, and his whole point to me was, Eric, we want to change what our kids see in terms of what they can do with their lives. And I was listening to him, and I was also thinking about the kids that I talk to, on Zooms across America. They're saying the exact same thing. Someone has to step up and say, how do we solve this challenge?
Here's your reminder from my daily mindset skill. Don't forget to build your practice with a new affirmation.
Dr. Kelly, to be at the seat that you're in, I do not find it interesting that you have a digital voice using AI to remind you to do a different affirmation on a daily basis to help you push towards your business. How has developing a consistent affirmation for your lifestyle been key at helping you to stay focused on your business goals?
Well, many times people people will say that they can't do things. And many times people will say, I didn't have time to do it. But what I do is I do an affirmation every day, this same time. And one of my affirmations is, I will, I can, and I must. And then I put a trigger word in there called why. And then I answer that why with, because my life depends on it. So each morning at 6 o'clock, I plan out my day and I look at what can I do to affect the mindset of people around the globe. Whether it's my conversation in Africa on the 9-nation tour that we're working on to create museums for Black people around the globe, or whether it's the Black Business Olympics, where I'm talking to people from the UK who are saying they want to be a part of what we're doing. And these are the kinds of things that we must begin to understand, that word fear, and people always give an anonym of what that with those letters. I don't use those anonyms. I don't use those letters as an anonym. What I say is fear is something that we make up. We create it and then we act on it. That's what my grandmother used to say. And she used to say, why are you acting on a fear? You don't know what it is. You created it, and then you're going to go out and act upon it. And so when you talk about my affirmations and is so that I can stay focused, because around this time, close to 2 o'clock during the daytime, I am looking at how do I transition and look at what my plan for my 6 o'clock day was. Because if you add up the hours and we say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, that's 9 hours. What did you do in those 9 hours is what I ask myself each and every day.
So when you look back at your 9 hours, which function of Dr. Eric Kelly III is more valuable to him? Is it Dr. Eric Kelly III, the CEO and founder of the Black Business Network? Or is it Dr. Eric III, the preeminent artist?
You know, I knew you was going to ask that question. You know, always when I hear that question, I think about my mom's. And, you know, because, you know, it was a time when I didn't draw and paint every day. And my mom came to my house, and, you know, I was just one of those mornings where I wasn't really doing anything, because I paint and draw every day, ever since I was 4 years old. And so she came to me and she said, why are you cheating the world? I said, what do you mean cheating the world? She said, why are you cheating the world? And I said, what do you mean? She said, you have a skill. You notice I didn't say talent. You have a skill, and you're not sharing that skill with the world every day. And I said, I never thought about it like that. And from that moment on, when you ask that question, 6 o'clock in the morning, I pick up a paintbrush. Even when I'm having conversations and planning my day, I am painting. When the Black Business Olympics is going on, I am painting. The most important thing to me is the painting. The painting allows me to not only stretch my mind to think, it also allows for me to make art, to create art, to go into a space where there's nobody telling me what to do or how to do it. Nobody patting me on my shoulder, just as this network saying, you can say this or you can't say that. And so these are the spaces that if we all would go into and see that space for a moment where we can truly look at what I call critical thinking about your life, I believe that we all can create a better life for ourselves. And it really helps me to do that.
Well, I sure look forward to the Black Art Network as a channel on the Black Business Network, so we can develop a space where you can share with the world the value of what you do every day. I'm sure that will help your mama be a little bit happy.
Well, not only that, you know, the art channel is going to be called the Art Icon channel. And this is going to be one of the channels that's not just going to be for Black artists, but it will be for art icons all over the world. It will feature, collectors. It will feature gallery owners. It will feature museum owners. It will feature artists. It will feature curators. And, it's a channel that I'll be honest with you, I am so excited about that channel as I am excited about this channel. And, I was talking the other day with a couple of people about the sports channel, and they was having this conversation about what's the narrative of the sports channel is going to be. I think the narrative that people are going to take on the sports channel is going to be, viral, because that narrative is not going to be the same narrative that you get on an ESPN, that you get on a CBS or an ABC. Sha'Carri Richards just broke a record in the 100-yard dash, but no one is talking about what it took for her to get to the point to run again, because we all remember marijuana derailed her opportunity to run in the Olympics. And what nobody really would talk about, that it wasn't a banned substance at that moment. And these are the kind of conversations we as a people need to have, so we can understand, as the guest this morning said, that the world is not set up for us to win. And that's something that we have to work on, because my great-grandfather used to say, you get what you set up. And so what we're setting up is a network that will entail all people around the globe. So when something like the pandemic happens again, we don't get a message that the virus is not affecting Black people, and Black people go out and work, and then a disproportion of Black people die because we don't have Black scientists talking about it. And, I want to make one quick statement about that, because I want to really drive it home. There's a gentleman in Virginia who was living in his home, and he had a roommate. His roommate caught the virus, COVID-19, and went to the hospital. And so I want you to understand, that's his roommate. And so he's sitting there and he's thinking to himself, and you can look this up. This was done on the BBC. It wasn't done in America. The information wasn't in America. And the other guy said, well, I'm sure if he's got it, I must have it. So he goes to the hospital, and he gets to the hospital, and they find out that he has super genes. Now, which means that he could not catch COVID-19. Now, let me ask you a question. Where was that reported at? Where did we hear about that at? We didn't hear that information. So that means that there was information out here around COVID that we didn't get, because the regular media didn't send that information out. Even today, we have people running right back out and being in all of these events, and COVID is still here. It's turned into a flu. It's turned into another disease that you can catch if you're not careful. And so when you look at what we're working to do, we're working to share with Black people and all people, an opportunity for them to be well informed about multiple issues around the globe. And last but not least, and I know our time is getting ready to run down, last but not least, there's a gentleman who created an apparatus to light apartment complexes, to turn on a television set. His name is Maxwell. That's his first name. I can't think of his last name, but he created something that would take down electricity as we know it. Okay, so when do we get that information? And I'm saying these things now, the question becomes, that's why we need a Black Business Network.
Well, we can wrap all that up with 2 words: market disruption. Once you introduce something to the market that makes the previous system obsolete, you start to attract attention. And attention is good, then attention gets interesting. And I'm glad you've allowed me to have your attention for this hour on the Black Business Network. Thank you for the opportunity to interview you again. And I'm sure we'll have more information coming from you later on this week.
Well, you know, if you are a speaker and you're thinking about how do you get your clients and customers, and you're thinking about how do you get your message out, this is the network for you. We're a marketing network, and we are here to market your company, not only with the network that we already have in place, but to market your company globally. So that's what it's about for us. We're not changing, we're just transitioning in different phases, because when you are not able to create it and then you start talking about it, then how can you show value for it? And so what we were able to do is to show that there's value in the Black Business Network. If you sit back and think about it, there was a network that was given, I think it was $30 million. And yes, it was later bought by Byron Allen after it went out of business, and he changed it to the Grio network. I still think that was a bad move, but that's his money. They went out of business, and the reason they went out of business is because they came into this space and they wanted to pay all of the rejects for the other networks. That's not what we're doing. We're allowing people, regular people of influence, people who are doing things day in and day out, to actually have a voice. And that's the difference, because when you're letting people who already have a audience have a voice, just as ESPN did when it opened up, then you'll be able to grow a network to the heights that you're looking at. And that's what we're all about. And again, thank you, RJ, for being a great host. I look forward to each time that we have these. This has been a great series because it gives people a look on the inside, as opposed to a look of all the great and amazing speakers on the outside.
Well, as we always say, genius is coming. And I'll see you
on the other side. Thank you.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today.
How many times have you been asked to help someone you didn't even know, a student, a business entrepreneur, or did you ever even ask, where did they end up? That business, that friend, that entrepreneur. Well, just maybe they ended up in a gang, bankrupt, homeless, or worse, dead. Maybe they turned to crime, drugs, and alcohol. Did you ever wonder? Did you destroy their dream, or was your life always so easy? At the Black Business Olympics, we started a movement to help students complete. Give them hope and foster success. Help them to leave their dreams of providing laptops, computers, and up to $5,000 in scholarship funds. Today, we ask you to help a student, a business owner, or an entrepreneur to realize their dreams by sponsoring them, supporting them, and buying from them. Consider this. With $1.6 trillion in our Black community, we only ask for a small donation for our students, our businesses, and our entrepreneurs. And you can change a life today. So I ask you, what are you going to do? Sit on the sideline and watch our students in high school be leaving, miss out on their dream from lack of resources? Or are you going to donate to the movement and change their future and yours as well? Give us a call today at 919-308-9090. Change their life by investing with action to the Black Business Olympic Fund. The Black Business Olympics, one of the largest business showcases of Black business in the history of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, and fellow professionals, please allow me to introduce myself. I am David Jones, the co-founder and CEO of the Hello LLC, where I am passionately dedicated to guiding individuals and businesses toward their own return on time investment. Time is my only competition. With over 20 years of experience as a corporate C-level executive, I bring a wealth of knowledge and expertise to the Hello LLC. My career journey has been marked by a relentless pursuit of excellence in marketing, strategy, and business management leadership. I have had the privilege of working with renowned Fortune 500 companies such as Xerox, American Airlines, Hilton, and Geico. However, what truly drives me is the transformational work we do at the Hello LLC. We are pioneering a new approach to business in the metaverse, where we empower businesses and individuals to build strong foundations, automate their processes and systems, while thriving in the ever-evolving digital landscape. More than just a 3D digital marketing agency, the Hello LLC is truly a community built on love, kindness, and integrity. We want more for you than from you. As I often say, collaboration is the new competition. In an era where time is the most precious commodity, I am here to guide you toward your own return on time investment, because if time was sold in stores, it would be sold out. With a deep commitment to excellence and a strong belief in the power of community, I don't just lead a company, I lead a movement into the future of business. Ladies and gentlemen, it is both an honor and a pleasure to be your guide on this remarkable journey. I am David Jones, and together, we will embrace a future marked by success, collaboration, and the transformative work we do at the Hello LLC. Hello stands for helping everyone live life optimally. So, let's make that pivot together and start living life optimally today.
Oregon's it's a beautiful state, and we've talked before this. And I came from California originally, so it's golden hills compared to lush green forest. So it's a beautiful state. It's very beautiful. Understand how to take your what you know in the real world as a human and what you know about your business. And you need to marry that with the algorithm. You need to combine human with machine learning. I was always attracted to the psychology, behind digital marketing and why do people do the things they do. But then it's quantifiable, right? So then you can attach revenue to it, right? And it's if I can understand and get to the mind of different segmentations, then I can start to show them things that will get them to buy the product that I'm trying to show. And to me, that's just fascinating. That is amazing that you can do that.
phenomenal Tanya T. Wise, who is here from the great state of Maryland. Tanya, welcome and thank you for being with us today. Can you indulge our audience a little bit and tell them just a little bit more about who you are and what it is that you do?
Well, I love being able to talk to people and have a magnetic attitude, being able to just show them. So I always like to say, level up is Coach at Tanya T. Wise here.
So can you tell our audience, just give them a teaser about what your presentation will be about?
So my philosophy is that we should all be living our dream life. So tomorrow I'm going to talk about how you start living your dream life. What are some of the things that you thought about in your childhood that you just kind of let go and dormant?
Wow.
And I want to reignite that and just give you some pointers and some tips, some tools, some strategies to be able to start living your best life now. And guess what, Wanda? And leave an inheritance for your legacy.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I know that's resonating with a lot of people. I've heard that you have a dynamic coaching program. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So our coaching program help people that have the lack of time, that lack strategies, and lack the confidence to go after their dream life. So we help them implement tools, we help them implement strategies, as well as give them resources so that they can live their best life now and leave that inheritance.
Wow. Oh, I love that. I love the leave the inheritance part. Listen, you are dropping some major nuggets, and I know a lot of what you're saying is resonating with a lot of people, but I think we're all curious. How did you even make this transition into the speaking and coaching arena? What's the story behind this?
So I started out in finance, and I realized that a lot of people don't necessarily go after their dream life because of the lack of finances or the education behind finances. But it wasn't until I lost my firstborn, my only son, that life changed for me. And where I was going after it all, living the corporate life, hit my 6-figure income and living in my dream house with my dream man, driving my dream car. I nearly lost it all when I lost my son. And so I realized it only takes one financial catastrophe that can change your entire life. That's what made me start All New Beginnings. Because no matter what's going on in life, there's a new beginning. And because of that, we develop a program called Wise Minded. My little slogan is, don't just dream it, let's live it.
If they want to connect with you or work with you, what is the best ways for them to be able to do that?
Well, for my social media guru, you can connect with me on every single social media platform as Tanya T. Wise.
5-Star BDM, Brand Development Masters, is a professional consulting and advisory group keenly focused on business development services for the small to mid-sized business and entrepreneurs. Although every business is unique, they often share business development challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. Services include process improvement and operations, digital strategy and transformation, business intelligence, digital marketing, and personal branding. Our business and personal branding company has helped a number of professionals and organizations to optimize and grow. This results in more business, more opportunities, better reach, positive outcomes. Visit www.5starbdm.com today to learn more.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
And And welcome back, everybody. Welcome back again. My name is Claudette Forbin, and I am your business moderator for this afternoon on the Black Business Network. Now, the Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, Black owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from New York, North Carolina, New York, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Our next keynote speaker is Cedric Butler. Now, Cedric is the founder of New Era Success. Born and raised Brooklyn, yay, Brooklyn, New Yorker. Growing up, he always liked math. So when he got to high school, a teacher recommended him taking up accounting. Now, after receiving a degree from Florida's Memorial University and working in the corporate accounting world for very small to medium-sized businesses for 18 years, he has decided to become an entrepreneur. He has now established New Era Success LLC in 2016. Where he wanted to be able to offer a way to get more funding. He wanted to get more funding and couldn't receive what he was looking for with a credit score of 660. He stumbled across a gentleman who told him about building credit for his business. Now, once he did some research, he knew he wanted to learn more to educate others on how to get this funding. So without further ado, let's bring on to the stage Cedric Butler.
Good afternoon.
Hey,
Good afternoon.
It's
How are
good
you?
to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
Yes. So
Wow.
Cedric, when we get started, I would love you to share your story from Brooklyn, from accounting to where you are now, because I know you're not still in New York City. I think you are still in New York City. I can't remember. It's been a bit. And but let me hand you over to our audience who wants to hear how you can help them find funding.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you for having me on this platform. Once again, my name is Cedric Butler, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I went to school there, graduated high school. I went off to get a degree from Florida Memorial College, which is an HBCU. And then I wound up staying in Florida because my mom moved down in 94. And I worked for the corporate space, being an accountant, doing, payroll, bank recs, P&L statements, balance sheets, things to that nature. And then back in 2015, I was with the last company I was with for 7.5 years. And they were doing some things that was a shift in my position, which they capped my position. Then I was also accused of stealing time, which was a lie. So I told myself I need to, become my own boss. And I wound up opening up New Era Success in 2016. I didn't know what direction I was going to go at all. And then I ran across a gentleman who was in business credit and funding. So me and him had a discussion, had a conversation. And based on that conversation, I knew I can help people by learning this platform because I know financial literacy is not taught, wasn't taught to me growing up through school. You hear a little bit about it from your parents and things of that nature, but not in great depth for the community to really know what credit is and understand it and really build on it. So with working with him, I did that for a while, and I wound up moving away from his company and going to another company, being an affiliate, and started learning how to build business credit solely off my EIN. Through that journey, I noticed that a lot of business owners didn't have great personal credit, which we all know if you need credit in this world. So I started adding different services on, such as helping people remove derogatories from their personal credit profile, because it's much needed nowadays. I'd added business funding, and I also added equipment financing to my business because a lot of people wanted to become truckers, so they wanted to get their truck financed. A lot of people wanted to open up medical offices, or medical equipment was needed. So we can help with those type of things.
Oh, Cedric. Okay.
Yes.
So let's chat a little bit, listening to you on your journey to this and funding. So hold on. Let me just adjust my volume so you can hear me. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you clear.
Okay.
Great.
So just to reiterate, in case I missed a piece because I had to turn away for a second.
No problem.
So from accounting, you met with someone who was helping you to get funding.
Yes.
Let's talk about that a little bit as an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Because every entrepreneur needs some form of funding.
Yes.
I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a personal finance consultant. I work with working with people on an everyday basis.
Correct.
And though I'm able to work from home.
Right.
As long as I have my laptop, I can work at a bus stop.
Yes.
I was like, I need Wi-Fi, bus stop, and earphones. I'm good. And then with Zoom, hey, no one needs to know where I'm at.
That's right. That's correct.
So people would think, oh, with that kind of business, there's no overhead. You don't really need funding.
Right.
Is that necessarily true?
No, because business is going to always have business expenses. There's always going to be things that you need for your business. And you want to keep your personal expenses separate from your business expenses. You always want to do that, because when you're doing your taxes at the end of the year and you're doing your business taxes, you don't want to have to explain why your personal utility bill is swiped with your business credit card, or you did a whole bunch of meals on your business credit. You don't want to explain that to the person doing your taxes. They don't want to hear that. So you should always want to keep that separate from your personal. So.
Now, Cedric, can we do something? Can we make it kind of like a little business entrepreneur 101 here? Because I gotta tell you, coming into this, and I started this business in 2018.
Okay.
Now, during that time, I was the primary caregiver for my mom, who had a stroke. So it was more, I took those first 2 years as a time for learning, because as we both know, the financial world is very, very complex, and you bring value when you understand why you're doing it. So that worked well for me. But then I made the decision to go full-time in the business on February 4th of 2020.
Nice.
1 month before the world shut down.
Correct. Yes. 100%.
It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
And, while everybody was adjusting, I was figuring it out. And so the 101 is you establish a business.
Correct.
And, and of course, there's a process, there's steps that you have to do. And I had a business name. That was easy, because I thought about that a while.
Right.
And that was because my business name, Ascending Financial Strategies Group. Okay, easy. But then, and I'm going along, basically starting to build, start to organize, start to create my processes. Even though I had all that, we were very much a turnkey platform, but still, even within a turnkey, and for those who are coming out, turnkey means is an already an established system.
Correct.
Within any business, it is this system that you have what drives your business. You ain't got a system, your business is always going to flounder.
Right.
Because it's like with that system, if you make it simple, McDonald's does not sell 1 billion burgers a year because their burgers taste better than anybody else's.
No.
They have a system.
Right. That is correct. And it's not fast food, which most people don't know. It's real estate.
It's real estate. It's not fast food. It's real estate.
Correct.
And they have a system within a system within systems, depending on what they need to do what they need to get them to where they want to go.
Right. Correct. 100%.
It's and did you know, audience out there, because I know Cedric knows, most McDonald's, very few McDonald's are privately owned. They're all franchises.
Right. Yes.
That's deliberate.
Right.
Okay.
Right. 100%.
So it's 100%. So you systems. So here I am trying to figure out my systems and process and systems are not the same thing. I learned that hard way. Not the same thing. The process is what makes the systems go, all those little things. But I think I was probably a year in using my credit card and everything when someone said to me, did you get your LLC? And I wasn't a corporate attorney. I was real estate and contracts. And I said, my what?
Right.
Right.
Yes.
And their response was, your LLC. I said, is that the same as an S Corp? And they're like, no. And of course, I'm like, I should probably know this. But I really don't, And so let's talk about that. LLC, S Corp, C Corp, because I learned that you might start as an LLC, but you're gonna wind up as an S Corp.
Yeah.
And I think someone just said, what?
Yeah.
So walk us through that.
It's levels to where you start. So I always tell people, get a simple LLC to get started.
Which means limited liability corporation.
Limited liability company, right. I don't tell people to get a sole proprietorship because you take ownership of the debt. So you don't want to put everything in your name or have everything tied to you. So with having an LLC corporation, that kind of takes the pressure off you as the owner and more on the business. But there's other things you need to set up. When it comes to LLC, S Corp, C Corp, then there's different tax benefits, different write-offs you can do, things to that nature. So the tax part is not really my background, but I know there's benefits when you level up. So starting out with, I tell people, don't make it complicated. Just start off with an LLC because you're not profiting yet. You haven't made no money. You haven't done one transaction. So don't overthink it. Just go ahead and start with a simple LLC. Now, within that, getting that simple LLC, I tell entrepreneurs, find out where you're going to have your business located. So are you going to use a virtual office or do you want to use your home address? Now, there's nothing wrong with using a home address because there's still a lot of home-based businesses out there. But we all know this is public information as well. So if anybody looks up your LLC or corporation, they can see that, registered with the Secretary of State, wherever you're at. So I tell people, hey, start off with using your home address if you don't have the money saved up, because virtual offices cost $50 a month, adds up to $600 a year. So if you don't really have it to spare, don't beat yourself up, because everything is steps when it's building up a business. Because there's website costs that you need. I was just telling a young lady 2 days ago, because she been established but don't have a website. So I said, you don't understand how much money you may have been missed out on, not having a website.
Yep.
Your website is like real estate. It's your domain. You build that up. You send people there so they can always find you. Because we see social media has crashed. So if there's no social media, how can people find you if you don't have a website?
Mm-hmm.
So there's steps to building up your business. And I tell people, slow. Progress, not perfection. Because there's a lot of little moving parts that you want to get yourself looking like a Fortune 500 company. Whether you haven't made a dime, you still look good on paper, which most people are going to look at.
All right. And that's great events, because I think one of the biggest challenges that all entrepreneurs face, and those who are there to assist entrepreneurs in the long term, is what we're constantly bombarded on social media with. I make $16,000 a week.
Yes.
I only work 2 hours a day.
Yes.
And I am and if you want to be like me, this is what you do. And I'm sitting there going, you sell crack, don't you? the only way you're doing this. And they make it seem that having a 6-7 figure income
Yes.
is so simple.
Yes.
That you can wake up in the morning and in 3 months you're driving a Maybach.
Yeah. And they don't tell the backstory. They don't tell them, oh, I've been in business 8 years and I got to this point now. Because I can tell people the last 2 years wasn't the best for me. I took a major hit in 2021. So I'm rebuilding the business. And these things happen. When you make an investment here, or you do this, or you do a bad business deal, or you work with these people, things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, and that's why I tell people, don't listen to everybody on social media. Because everybody's not going to tell you the backstory on how they came up to making $10,000 a month, $8,000 a month, $20,000 a month. It doesn't happen. Yeah. And the infamous thing I used to always hear is, I'll get you $20,000 off your EIN. No bank is not going to allow you to walk into their bank, show an EIN that has probably made no money or a little bit of money, and just let you walk out with $20,000. It doesn't happen like that.
You don't have any credit. You don't have
nothing.
You don't have anything to show them how they're going to get their money back.
Right.
And that is unfortunately the world you live in, because, and the other thing is this. Microsoft has been around for, let me see, it's got to be 40 years now, because I remember when Microsoft rolled out. We remember.
Yeah, correct. I remember Lotus 1-2-3. Like I still remember Lotus 1-2-3. Like I'm like, wow.
Lotus.
Yeah. Oh, see,
excuse me. I remember DOS.
See, right. I remember that. Yeah.
DOS. Remember DOS? And they're like, what are you talking about? I said, never mind. And by the way, DOS is still running. We just don't see it anymore. Right. Everything is built on that when it started. We were there for Apple. Yeah. We were there for every iteration of Apple. Right. And people sometimes act like, oh, this just happened. No, this has been a 40-year process.
Correct. Right.
You have those businesses that are flash, pop-ups. They show up like how we still, you have it like the Halloween pop-up. When they show up, Halloween, then they go away. They have a Christmas pop-up, they go away. And for 1 year, you don't see them. They may go into a different pop-up, but they actually are building a long-term popping up, They don't do a brick and mortar all year round. They don't do that. They pop up for Halloween and then they pop out, Right. But it all is taking thought and what is the idea? What is the vision you have? And how long is it going to get there? Right. But we unfortunately live in a society that says, I remember when I started this.
Yes.
And I had people say to me, if you're not making 6 figures in 3 months, you're wasting your time.
Wow.
And that really impacted me. I never thought about it. I realized it took me a while to realize. And then I had a revelation. When you were working in corporate America, it took you 3 months to figure out where the bathroom, I'm exaggerating, but where the bathroom was.
Well, let's take it a step further. You was on a 90-day probationary period before you knew you was going to keep that job.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's like make 100,000 in 3 months.
Like, what in your life have you? You can't lose weight in 3 months. You can't. Well, you used to not be able to build a house in 3 months. Now you can build it in 3 days.
Right.
But anything that's going to last is going to take time to develop as you build your expertise.
Right.
So this belief that you can go from zero to here in 3 months. Can it happen? Yes, it happens all the time. We see it.
Right.
But is it the norm?
Right. There you go.
Is it the norm? And the answer is no. And so when you're talking with somebody, what do you say to them when they're like, so Cedric, I need to be able to do this in 3 months. So what are you going to tell? How can I do this so I can get this in 3 months?
And I just tell them I'm not the right consultant to talk to. I say, we can go watch Power together and I can show you how to do that. Like, I can show you the illegal way, but the legal way, it it's not the norm for everybody, especially depending on what industry you're in.
Yep.
You know, so at the end of the day, if you got a bunch of houses that you got lined up where you know people gonna buy these after you rehab them and things of that nature, and you got that process, yeah, you probably can make 100,000 in those 3 months, but that's not the norm for everybody. You know, I tell them this world wasn't built in one day. It took time. There was systems and processes, as you said earlier, that had to work to build this out decades later. So business is the same way.
Yep. There's a lot of backstory that you don't see.
Right.
And so now you've walked them here. That's your LLC. And they're like, okay. And now they say to you, okay, I got my LLC. Is someone going to give me money?
Right.
No.
Right.
So walk us through. I've come to you. I'm like, I got a business. I got an LLC.
Correct.
What now?
So here's next. First thing, EIN, 9-digit number, federal employer tax number. So that's step number 2. Step number 3, as I tell people, need a website. Website, set the foundation. You can send people there and you can grow your business through there. Professional email, which a lot of people don't understand, is have a professional email. Yahoo, Gmail, AOL, those are not professional emails. If you own the right, or if you're paying for your domain, GoDaddy, Gmail, they have platforms where you can set up a professional name, where your company name is after the @ symbol. So like my business, my company is New Era Success. My website is newerasuccess.com. My email is cbutler@newerasuccess.com. It makes you look like a Fortune 500 company.
Right.
Coca-Cola doesn't use Yahoo or Gmail. Pepsi doesn't use Yahoo or Gmail. They have support at Coca-Cola, help at Coca-Cola. This is how you build yourself to a Fortune 500. So you want to set the foundation as a business owner. Everybody wants to rush to make money. I get it. We got bills to pay. We got to do certain things, family to take care of. Understandable. But we have to take time with setting our foundation and getting the foundation right, getting our paperwork and structure proper. Then we can go on to, because we're going to admit, you wear many hats.
Mm.
You're your tax person. You're your social media guru. You're your account. Because you're not making money. But when you start setting the foundation and you start making that money, then I could say, let me get somebody to do my books. Let me get somebody to do my taxes. Let me have somebody to help me market more so I can make more money. Everything is steps.
So here's something interesting. So you're brand new into the business, and I'm walking you through my journey now. I was like, okay, I made the decision, and prior to 2020, we have an office, we have a whole process and a system for meeting clients, etc. And matter of fact, I had, you're getting out there, you're meeting people, you're talking to people. Yes, people, trust me. No, people will not do, especially in the world of finance. They will only do business with you if they trust you, because to really serve someone has to feel comfortable getting financially naked with you. Mm-hmm. And they will not do that if they don't trust you.
Right. Credit, money, finances, uncomfortable conversations.
Yep. And so they need
to
trust you.
That's correct.
So now here comes COVID and everybody's shifting onto the online domain.
Right.
And when you are a over the kitchen table kind of business, now you've got to shift into this. And we've stayed in that shift where now it's hybrid of online and in person again, because you basically want to feel someone's essence, so to speak.
Right. Yes.
But all of this, whether it's the online, you're getting you're talking professionalism, we're on Zoom. There is a difference between having free Zoom that kicks off after 30 minutes and paying for Zoom. Right. So it looks like you're actually a business.
Right. Correct.
Nothing more embarrassing than getting kicked off because you're on free Zoom.
That's correct. Right. No, true. That's true.
So there's money for that.
There's money for that.
Now, then on top of that, marketing's not my world.
Right.
It's not my world. That's not my thing.
Correct.
And I remember at one point I was trying to do all this social media. It took me 3 hours to do one piece of content. Whereas if I had given it to somebody who knew what they were doing, it'd taken them 10 minutes. It took me 3 hours to do one thing.
Correct.
So now if you know you need to market, can you do it?
Right.
Now, not only now you got that, and your books you can do, because that's easy because you ain't got no money, or you're, this is like this is easy.
But everybody can't.
Everybody
That's not everybody. That's not everybody thing to do books. To get quick books. They may can probably do the basics, but to do like some of the back end and reconciliation,
that's hard.
A lot of people going to need somebody. Yeah.
And then you have a website. Are you going to maintain that website, or are you going to pay someone to? Right there, and we're not talking a whole lot of money here, but
yes.
And you want to get your professional domain through Gmail, etc. And you can say, listen, and if you can't afford a professional Gmail, that's fine. But you know what? You have to have a professional sounding, like you can't have Best Babe or whatever. You can have your business name at gmail.com, as long as it's your business that's going to come to you. But you have to be specific. You have to think about what does this sound going to like. If you can't afford the domain, then get a nice sounding, have your business at gmail.com and Gmail is better than Yahoo. It's a Chrome thing. You can keep Yahoo for your personal stuff and then get Gmail for your business stuff and say your business name at Gmail. So there's that. But if you leave out, there's 3 things and 4 things that you're going to wind up paying for.
Yeah, that's correct.
And this is where funding comes in.
Yeah.
Because you say, well, I can afford that. But if you're struggling to pay rent, mortgage, utilities, car, insurance, I'm in New York, car insurance.
I got you. Yes.
Tickets.
Yes. Yes.
It's a lot. And then you have this expense. Yeah. So now I'm like, okay, Cedric, I can't afford a website. I'm going to use, something else. There's workarounds, more everything to when you get ready. But I do need to have some type of consistent income to at least meet my basic business expenses. So tell me, how can you help me at least get, maybe I need an extra $1,000 a month just to be able to cover. And if you're in my world, we do travel. I drive to see clients. I am licensed in 12 states. Luckily, I can do online.
Right.
But sometimes you gotta travel.
Yes.
So maybe I need an extra $2,500 a month. What can you do? How can I? So what would you then say to me? And maybe my only income is my job.
So when hearing somebody speak and hearing them talk and letting me know where they're starting, things of that nature. One important question I do ask, and I left this out, is I ask them, where's your credit score at? Because it's very important. If you don't have good credit, we need to start working on that good credit. We need to start building that up, because the only way you're going to get funding is to have good personal credit. That's it. Like, everybody looks at credit now. Like 2020 was the great reset. There was at one point, you can throw maybe 1 or 2 trade lines, your own trade lines, and then you got a bunch of authorized users, piggyback off other people's credit and get funded. The bank stopped that. Don't look at what other people are doing to help your credit. We want to see what you're doing and how responsible you are as an individual when paying your bills on time, when keeping your personal credit on point. So that's one thing I do tell them. That's why I tell people it's uncomfortable, because I have to ask. I don't want you to jump out and start a business and you are not making enough money to take care of your day-to-day expenses, living expenses. Like I tell people, if you have a 9-to-5, keep the 9-to-5. Work on your business on the side. There's nothing wrong with that. Until that business could get to a point where it can take care of everything all your expenses, you investing, doing what you need to do, then you can slide away from your 9 to 5, because we still have to live every day. So there's other things, like if you're making a little bit of money, so there's things you can do off your EIN. So when it comes to business credit, there's 2 sides to it. There's a supply side, and then there's the capital side.
Okay.
When it comes to the supply side, a lot of that stuff you can do off your EIN. It's a slow process, but you can go to Quill, you can get a gas card, you can go to Home Depot and get those accounts solely off your EIN, where your personal credit is not touched at all. When it comes to the capital side, most of these lenders are definitely going to look at your credit. So you don't want to have a low credit score like a 600 and then get killed in interest. Or you don't want to have, you make $3,000, $4,000 and you take out one of these MCA loans. If you're not making money daily or weekly, because the MCA loan, that's how they take the money out, either daily or weekly. And a lot of us get stuck on, they're giving us money in 24 hours, but you don't understand that money's coming out the next day or 2 days later.
Yep.
And that kills business owners, because they don't know what an MCA actually is, and it's the high interest rate that you have to pay back over a period of a couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
So it's imperative, depending on where you're starting at, especially if you're a startup, because banks are not going to give you money in the first 2 years. There's no banks that's startup. So until 2-year period, till you have 2-year tax returns and things of that nature, that's the banks are going to look at you to give you maybe a line of credit or things of that nature. So within opening your business, make sure you work on your credit and build your credit up properly so you can get funding.
So if we have a few minutes left, and this is and I think, again, one of the biggest challenges for any entrepreneur is YouTube is a great resource. Social media is a great resource. Mm-hmm. The barber guy is not a great resource. He may be able to lead you to some things. What is a great resource is finding people who are actually professionals in this industry,
right, and
utilizing them to be able to give you the information.
Right.
This is where it comes. When I spoke earlier, I talked about being strategic.
Correct.
Strategic with your money is, I'm going to take this $500 and I'm going to spend it on getting a professional that's going to give me information so that I can make the right choices, right, as opposed to I'm going to take this $500 to go either buy some sneakers, to buy some jewelry, to buy a bag, or to go out for dinner.
Yes. Yeah. Priorities. Prioritizing what you're going to use that money, right? Exactly. And to piggyback on what you said, and which I also tell people, YouTube is great, and people like to listen to 5 and 10 different people. That's okay. Do your own research, because those 5 or 10 people, all of them had it a different way, a different optional approach, how they got to a point.
Yeah.
So make sure when you're following somebody, do your own research to make sure the information that they're telling you is correct. Because you have the internet too. That's why you got YouTube. That's how you can look at YouTube. So do your own due diligence on people, because I see a lot of people jump because they hear this person had this conference that's $5,000 a ticket, and they don't tell you nothing. Then they want you to spend more money for you to join their coaching program. And it's like, you didn't learn nothing at the conference. So why would you go with this person? So do your own research as well.
As a lesson learned, I jumped into so many different things in the very beginning, trying to find, and you feel this incredible pressure to because you're going on the idea of, if you're not making, 6 figures in 3 months, you're wasting your time until you realize, wait a second, aren't you a doctor? It took you 3 months to become a doctor. No, it took you 12 years.
Yes, exactly.
And you were broke for 12 years.
Right. right. You had family support, or however you did it. You had to ride it out. Attorneys, it takes them a while. So
it takes a while, and you
yes.
have to think about it that way.
Yes.
So Cedric, I always sometimes mix it up, but that's
I
okay.
know.
Cedric, you are an amazing resource. How can people find you? Like, and I know you're on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Where else are you? And how can they find you?
I'm on Instagram, New Era Success with the number 2 at the end. I'm also on Facebook, New Era Success. You can find my website, newerasuccess.com. So those are different ways you can find me. I'm through social media as well. Yes.
Awesome.
Correct.
Is when you have someone that can give you solid information, that will shorten your time that you are going to get from 0 to wherever you want to go.
Correct.
There's, yes, you build muscle, but you want to shorten that time.
Yes, correct.
So Cedric, I want to thank you so very much. Is there anything that you would like to leave our listeners with before we wave you adieu?
One thing I like to say, because I say it to myself every morning, pretty much, every day you wake up is a blessing. You have a chance and a choice to make an opportunity happen every day. And progress, not perfection. So as long as you're taking steps every day to grow whatever you're doing as a person, as an individual, for your business, just make the best of every day and be better. That's all.
Awesome.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cedric. We really appreciate you taking this time. And as we've been saying, more or less, genius is common, and I will see you on the other side.
Love it. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We'll talk soon. Okay. Oops, something is going on here. There we go. Got to fix it. So, everyone, I hope you enjoyed that time with that segment with Cedric. It is very, very important to reach out to professionals. And I want to remind people this. If you are reluctant to reach out to professionals to give you the information you need, and you are a professional yourself and you're a service yourself, are people doing the same thing to you? I want to repeat that. If you're reluctant to reach out to people who are professionals in services and rather just do everything yourself, do you think that your mindset is common, or do you think your mindset is singular to you because other people are trying to do the same? And we want to change that, especially within the Black Business, the Black Business Network, is to promote and encourage people to meet experts in their field. And that this is someone that you can reach out to be able to serve you and the community, serve you and what you're doing, and help you to grow your business. So here at the end, part of that, what we do is not only for us, but to assist young adults, high school seniors, K through 12, who are looking to be entrepreneurs, help them to be able to have this resource as well. So that's why the Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college, or as I said, K through 12 entrepreneurs. The Expo is a fundraiser for students. And if you're interested in donating to this, you can go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com, or you can use Cash App, and that's on the screen now, and use $BBXUSA to donate. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Now, for a student, if you're interested in applying for the scholarship, you can apply at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Now, every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship, whether it's $1 or if it's $5,000, whatever you can do, it does help towards reaching our goals. And we want to thank our Black Business Expo sponsors for the month of May. We want to thank NC 100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Richer Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, The Hello LLC, Barbara H. Smith LLC, Margie McLean Foundation, Inc., Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, 5-Star BDM Media, Mullane Cheney Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, and Black Business Expo USA. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Hello, I am Dr. Eric Kelly III, the visionary strategist and founder of the Black Business Olympics. I invite you to showcase your Black-owned businesses on the Black Business Network global stage. The Black Business Olympics is a global Black Business Network platform that propels Black-owned businesses into the international spotlight. By showcasing your business on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can reach a worldwide audience of potential customers, partners, and investors. You can also establish yourself as a thought leader, an expert in your field, attract lucrative partnerships, and more speaking engagements. In addition, the Black Business Olympics platform provides a valuable opportunity to connect and collaborate with like-minded entrepreneurs and business professionals from around the world. This can lead to new business opportunities, ideas, and relationships. Finally, by sharing your story and expertise on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can inspire and empower others. This is a powerful way to make a positive impact on the world and leave a lasting legacy. If you are a Black-owned business owner, I encourage you to seize the opportunity to showcase your business on the Black Business Olympics platform. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make an indelible mark on the world. Be one of the 1,000 visionary entrepreneurs who are changing students' lives, shaping industries, and leaving an unforgettable legacy for their families. Unleash your voice on our global stage and watch your business thrive. Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Yes, the entire world. Just give me a call today at 919-308-9090